Arô, arô, arô. Bom dia. Good morning. Deixa eu só ver se tá tudo certo aqui. Caralho. O BS tá quase morrendo desse jeito. Deixa eu ver aqui. Pelo menos eu tinha essa impressão. Eita. Teste. Teste. Cara, tá bom. Tá ruim não. Deixa eu ver um negócio. Teste. Teste. Agora foi esquisito. Teste. Muito alto. Vou tentar assim. Não sei porque eu acho que o próprio. Como é que fala? Caralho, deu branco. Ah, o próprio Windows, ele tava limitando o microfone. Por isso que tava dando aquelas merda de minha voz sumir do nada no meio da frase, parece. Deve ser isso. Agora acho que tá certo. Eu acho. Deixei no que eu lembrava que era a minha configuração. Devo deixar isso anotado para não perder. Agora tá melhor. Tá mais audível, né? Calma aí, vou botar aqui. Aí.
As the wall
either, but he does have heat, and he might not get to use it if AK gets what he wants.
Oh, he put the brakes on into the power crush, and AK eliminates the John from competition.
Oh my God.
Why are we standing up?
Oh no, man, it was crazy. Look, the matches will do that. I don't even know. I don't even remember standing up, bro.
You don't remember the first round?
Às vezes ela é
The
meio
back and forth?
ligeirinha
That
e
was too crazy, bro.
né,
I
gosta do
swear, you grabbed
remédio.
my arm, you grabbed my leg, and
Mas
then you
não
were on
acho
that
que
side
é
of
o
the
caso
table,
hoje não, pera aí.
and I was like, what is going on?
Bro, these matches are crazy. Bro, shout outs to the John, though. The John is a ridiculous player, bro. And making it a run like that again to try to be a champion here for Tiger Uppercut again, that is not an easy feat to do. You see the matches that have transpired to get this far, and unfortunately, that's going to take him out of the running here to be our champion of Tiger Uppercut. But AK goes on, stays alive, and like we said before, AK is in a must-win scenario. If he wants to qualify, he needs to win this tournament. But he's got two more bodies, two more people in front of him. One of them is Hafiz Tanvir.
And that is the next match that we are going to see. And again, as mentioned before, if you're tuning in right now, and this is something that you're just tuning into, we are at the end of the Tekken World Tour. We are trying to figure out who is going to qualify into our top 20. We know that John is one of the qualifiers from this tournament, from this top 8, that is going to make it in. But the only other ones that can make it in are either AK or Fergus. And it is totally dependent on whether or not AK can win the tournament.
Well, the next step in the story, Hafiz Tanvir, the man in front of AK.
This one's going to be fun because, you know, AK has been dabbling and messing around with Claudio, utilizing Claudio. So obviously he's going to know what that character can do in this particular matchup as he goes up against the character. But what character is he going to pick as he goes up against Hafiz Tanvir? Is it Shaheen? I feel like Shaheen has been doing the work. He has been carrying AK throughout the entire weekend. And, of course, he is going to lock in.
All right, here we go. Losers finals. One of these players going home. One of them go on to grand finals. Big stage. Yakushima is where they're going. Says this is going to be easy. I don't know, Claudio. I don't know.
It's easy to say that when you got like arrows and crazy stuff, right?
Spirit arrows and potatoes. I don't know.
Spirit potatoes, man. that sounds dangerous. Blue Moon Burst is a potato now? All right, here we go. AK with the carry.
But yeah, you can definitely understand, like, hey, he's been playing this character now, so he's going to have a better understanding of how to take care of him, right?
And he definitely took care of him that opening round. AK taking that first round again. These are race to threes.
Jeez.
He is so good at doing that.
The keep out down 4-2s, bro, and the sidestep down 4-2s. And the, hey, you're doing too many buttons, I'm going to do down 4-2. And it's been so successful, the slides. Off axis.
Okay, good patience there. This time, again, just chopping away with those down forward ones, trying to create openings, trying to make his opponent pull the trigger. That's what he wants, because that's how he gets a lot of the damage, the way he reacts. Oh, but this time, you're going to cancel on me. You can't cancel on these pistons.
It's the combo pickup too. Heat on both sides, and goes for the low heat smash. Hafiz Tanvir.
Oh, but Shaheen still has heat and rage, but not going to be enough here. Hafiz Tanvir able to take that round, tying things up here in game number 1.
Sidestep right, finishes the string, gets the guaranteed follow-up because of it. Quick sidestep left, gets him out of danger, but puts him out of range to do anything big. Hafiz taking his turn back with the life lead. Back one to catch the sidestep. Uh-oh, uh-oh, that's what we didn't see. A lot of tracking moves last time. Bruh, the hop kick. Oh, Serva.
Ooh, the damage. He's going to get the follow-up as well. One more pixel. And Hafiz Tanvir able to clean it up here. 2 rounds to 1. Again, so much on the line for both of these players.
Down 4-1. Very small tech can be played up until that big launcher right there from Hafiz.
He's going to get the follow-up here as well. Running attack.
Lots of pressure.
Ooh, look at this life lead here. AK is going to have to deal with it. How are you going to get back into the thick of things here?
Little quick duck right there. Down 3 actually interrupted something. Speaking of interruption, Hafiz says, you know what, I'm tired of you hitting buttons. Oh, spin it.
Nice activation there. AK starts to back up a little bit. Yeah, so watch out for these attacks, these pokes, they're adding up.
And the lows, the repeat offender, he keeps going back to the lows. Hafiz taking this first game.
Yeah, he started slowing things down towards his pace, and unfortunately for AK, he wasn't able to get back into the swing of things. So here we go. We're going to go to a new stage. See how this is going to play out again. This is a race to 3. Numan waiting in grand finals for one of these 2 players in our losers finals.
AK taking a second to think about it. Get ready for the next battle.
Oh, the Sanctum.
Yo, let me hear the wub wub. Cue the wub wub. Round 1, game 2 though. Dude, the sidestep looking so good for Hafiz right now.
Crispy indeed. Here we go, gets the activation. AK starting his offense now. Trying to make the most use of this heat.
The armor. The block on the slide and a pickup too.
Nice conversion too. Should be able to just fix it towards the wall here.
Whoa.
Double step.
Spends all of his resources on both ends. Likely still in favor. Doesn't charge it all the way. AK stands his ground. Hop kick. Just walked up and did it. No resources though, so he's got to close this out. And he didn't get the wall, so Hafiz has a chance. And he goes for a big bet. It didn't work though.
That was a huge gamble there with the down forward 1-2, but still, AK with the patience, able to block it and capitalize.
Back one. One of the best tools because we know that AK's been sidestepping quite a bit. What a pickup, spins the burst. Gonna be decent damage too.
Oh yeah, big damage early on. Great sidestep and counter poke here from AK. He's gonna push the other way. Now chasing him down here, the guard break, the follow-up. Continuing with the pressure, the slide.
The low parry right after it. Got plenty of heat left at this point.
He's gonna get the second wall. No, he misses the follow-up there. That's unfortunate for him. The blue moon burst. Oh, but the combo at the wall, what happened?
And the back 3 to close out. And AK has been so close to just closing out these rounds. Hafiz just solidifies. It's like, nah, bro. You're playing in my world now.
Yeah, not on my watch.
Trying to sidestep the delay strings. Hop is moving forward to make sure he can catch the sidesteps.
Great step. Again, he's just trying to get out of the area. Wait a minute.
Oh, what a pickup. Office 10 Veer.
Nice combo.
Another round on the board. Second game looking all Hafiz. It's still a round AK has gotten on the board, just like in that first game.
Yeah, I mean, if Hafiz can lock this round in, go to a 2-0 advantage, that's going to be tough for AK to come back on. But here we go, starting with the activation. Heat engage on the running two, man. Those up 4-2s there paying off this time. Forward 1+2. The follow-up, what's he going to do with it?
We were talking about that rhythm. It feels like Hafiz definitely has such a great read.
I thought he was going to be able to punish in time. Get a wall splat with the wall standing 3, but not enough. Oh, and he just snipes him. Gets the back 4 follow-up, and look at that. Hafiz Tanvir is up 2-0 here. Now AK has to lock in, because whatever he picks, he needs 3 games straight.
It's 3 games straight.
And again, if you're watching at home, for AK to qualify for TWT Finals, he needs to win the entire tournament.
Otherwise, it goes to the John and Fergus. What goes through your mind right here? You're like, man, I got to turn this thing all the way around.
This is tough. Again, this is a huge test. You got to win 3 straight against one of the best players in the world. Really show your mettle and adjust on the fly. And you have to just lock in. It all comes down to this. This is what you've been traveling for the entire year.
Get ready for the next battle.
Locked in. Victory's the only option. The Shaheen will be the last go, at least for this match. Who knows what happens after this? Who knows what happens after this?
All right, here we go. Start things off. The knee, the press. Second hit out of range, and the hop kick punish here from AK. Now pushing towards the wall here. That was a ridiculous whip punish.
Good start.
Calma aí que vai subir às vezes.
And just right back to
vocês.
picking him apart.
Momentinho
And
só.
I think one of the things is that's really going a long way is what you were talking about earlier. The pokes. Like, no recoverable gray life. Like, Hafiz has just been doing such a good job of making sure it stays there. 4-3 to catch the sidestep. Bro, it's like he knows. He knows the AK is trying to sidestep, and he's making him pay for it. And there's another round on the board.
And that's the thing. It's all about control and how you place these moves out to keep your opponent honest. Like, you know what? I'm going to start doing back ones. I'm going to start doing up 4-2s. I'm not going to give you an opportunity to play. If you want to play with me, you have to come in more compact. Okay? Oh, good check there. Hafiz, nice placement on the low poke.
Playing back a little bit. Hafiz turning on the offense.
You can tell he's definitely comfortable in the matchup. AK has to turn things around here. He has his opponent by the wall, too.
Sidestep 4, Hafiz. Okay. Whoa, that could have been so much worse. Slide. Wow, he just stayed ducking this time. Heat dash, 4-3 again, catching the sidestep, repeat offender. Delays the string, but he breaks the throw. Down jab. No, he goes for the hop kick, and Hafiz was ready for it. Set point here in loser's final, and AK needs to do something otherwise. Hafiz is going to go back to grand finals. Big launch, down 4-2.
Yeah, he definitely needed that. A breath of fresh air, finally getting a launch here and doing some damage by the wall. Can he continue with the pressure, though? That's the thing. He's going to crack his neck open. Activation, got him out of the sky. He's going to do additional. Oh, he missed the combo.
Oh, that's what happens. The wall, the angles, catching him out of there with that heat burst, and now Hafiz has a chance. Oh, wow, what a sidestep. He gets the wall splat. This is big damage.
Oh, yeah, tournament life on the line for AK, and AK not able to do it. Eliminated here at 3rd place at Tiger Uppercut, and unfortunately for him, he is not going to qualify for our TWT Finals.
Not this way anyway. He could potentially go through that last chance qualifier, but I mean, look, once again, if this is any indication, it is not going to be any easier to get that.
You can see Fergus in the crowd knowing that he just qualified for
right?
TWT Finals. So shout outs to Fergus. He has made it. And we're
And the John.
yeah, Fergus and the John qualified, so lots of love to everybody that has come out, traveled a long way to make it out here. But we're going to go ahead and get back into our grand finals. It's going to be a rematch of what we saw in our winners finals. And it's going to be Hafiz Tanvir versus Numan. Numan has the, of course, he has the cushion because he's on the winner's side. He could lose 2 sets.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't want to even go down 1 set, so.
Yep. We'll see how it goes. But again, thanks to everybody that has been tuning in. This is the final set of games that we'll have for the 2025 season of the Tekken World Tour. So again, thank you guys for joining us on this wonderful journey as we celebrate Tekken and its community every single year.
Yeah. Obviously true, bro. Especially when you go to the last chance qualifier, you see how it's all set up. But let's see how that last bracket's been set up. This top 8 here for Tiger Uppercut. And we getting to the grand finals, of course, is going to be Numan versus Hafiz Tanvir, which is a run back from the winners finals. You can see it right there. But Hafiz going down to that loser side, had to take out AK that you just saw. And AK making quite the run, taking out King Ray Jr., Pena, as well as the John in some crazy sets. And Numan has just been playing ridiculous the entire weekend. One of the first matches we called, and now one of the going to be the last match we call, the grand finals between these two at Tiger Uppercut. Hafiz Tanvir going up against Numan in the Steed.
Get ready for the next battle.
All right, here we go. Grand finals about to start. It is going to secure a Pakistani champion here at Tiger Uppercut 2025. So once again, Pakistan is on top. But which player is it going to be? Is it going to be Numan or is it going to be Hafiz Tanvir?
Playing pretty cautious right now. We saw what happened last time these two played, so.
Man, his Steve is so sick. Again. Gets the launcher, the follow-up here. Albatross 2 ender.
Bull gets his back. There's the heat burst. Down 4-1 action.
Oh, nice duck there, able to get the hit. And here we go, Numan taking that first round. Maybe he wasn't iced that bad. You know, he was waiting for quite a bit here. Sitting pretty in grand finals, winner side.
Engage.
Now with this rematch against Hafiz Tanvir, they had quite the battle, went down to the final sequence. If you guys missed out on that winner's final, make sure you guys watch it later on. But right now, these guys battling it out for the title. Ooh.
Little blatant low right there. Spends the resources. Hafiz still has heat though. Ooh.
And he's so good with that Sonic Fang.
Trade. No recoverable life on the side of Hafiz. There's going to be 2 rounds for Numan. We're going into this 3rd round, game number 1.
Here we go. The knee chase down, the follow-up here. Nice damage early on here from Hafiz Tanvir. Pure damage with the pokes, but hey, if you're going to poke me, I'm going to poke you back. Counter hit, back one, lights out. Put him to sleep. Let's see what he does.
Cool. The running low. And this is stacking up like crazy in favor of Numan.
Oh, man, things are looking really strong here. See what he does, running 2, heat activation. Got a ton of his life back.
Better be careful. We know. Oh, wait a minute.
Is that dead?
Yeah.
Is that dead, Steve?
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Crowd, is it dead?
Is it dead? I say dead.
Oh my God, it did so much damage.
So much damage.
Numan able to get that clutch rage art at the end in the final round here, going 3 rounds straight, winning the first game, and again, getting 1 step closer to securing the championship here at Tiger Uppercut.
Game 2. Let's see what Hafiz does to try to switch up this momentum.
He's gonna have to do something, man, because Numan has been playing out of his mind, clutching it out even at the darkest of hours. Oh, lights out again.
Big counter hit, to the wall we go.
And to the wall we stay. Keeps him there, dirty boxing.
I'm done playing around. Oh, as soon as he says it, round 1, game 2, Numan in control.
That Sonic Fang placement so good, but speaking of placement, that sidestep down forward 1-2, able to find his mark here. Now hitting the wall. Let's see what he does. Let's go for damage, shall we? Oh, nice. Caught him with the back one. More pressure at the wall. This is definitely what Hafiz needed, but he has to be careful for certain counter hits.
Gosh. Full combo conversion as well. And look at the carry on this combo. And he ran out the heat timer for Hafiz. Yo, and he lost so much life.
Yeah. All that work here.
Oh,
Evens it out. The follow-up here, the readjustment to the wall. Let's see what he does with it. Oh, doesn't get any more additional hits. Numan now has him at the corner. What's he going to do? Oh, and he charges him up. Starburst, bang.
Bom dia. Dá tempinho aí.
And he should be able to get the kill here.
Okay, okay, stopping the bleeding. Hafiz Tanvir gets around on the board in his second game.
Rocket launcher, chase down.
Man, this dude Numan just plays so confident, bro.
He's so clean, bro. Oh, man. But Hafiz is definitely getting the right reads. Again, he's making so much mileage out of the down forward 1-2. This time getting another big wall combo. The follow-up here. What's the pressure with the heat, though? Okay.
Starting to go more for the lows, and that's what we saw when he was playing against AK. He was really going back to the well, really abusing the legs. Break on a normal throw.
Running up forward 2. Puts the brakes on, hits him with the forward 1+2. Again, these guys, they're swinging. They're trying to find an opportunity. Oh, nice jab. Look at the pressure here. This time getting the heat engager with the Albatross too. The Firefox Fury now pushing again, just the pressure, the spiritual pressure here from Numan, pushing him towards the wall. Oh, look at that. You better get out of there.
Running 3 to get out. Over here, Hafiz, one hit away, and that's a game on his side now. One game apiece. Once again, Hafiz is going to have to reset this. He's going to have to win 2 sets of 3 if he wants to be the champion here.
Yeah, that is a tall order, but of course, we've seen it done before. If you're going to be the best, you got to do it the long way. All right, here we go. Back to the arena. Oh.
Follow-up.
Yeah, follow-up. Guarantees follow-up there with the Starburst activation. Oh, he has to be careful. And man, if he gets a nice clean sidestep there, he can get him with the 2-1 into the up forward 2.
Oh my God, the Doug Hafiz, hold on. Starting to wake up. Oh, big damage.
Big damage indeed. Oh, but the Sonic Fizzle going back the other way. Dirty boxing first hit, gets the throw.
Gonna get the wall too. Should be dead.
Yeah, all that damage. He wanted all that smoke. Had to use the heat burst or the Starburst resource, but definitely worth it.
Oh, in cage. The 4-2 gets the hit.
Oh, the spin to win. Let's see what he got. Keeps him with the mid. Now the sidestep 4 pressure into the follow-up blow. I don't think he pressed.
Nah.
And an arrow for your troubles. Here we go. 2 rounds. One more round could do it here for Hafiz Tanvir. He'll be able to go up 2-1. Again, this is a race to 3 here in this first part of our grand finals. But Numan, if he has anything to say about it, he's not going to want another part. Ooh. Over where?
Over here.
Ooh, and the follow-up with the back 2 Sonic Bang.
What a duck, Hafiz. Okay.
Okay, he believed in it. Oh, this is huge. Let's see what he does. Pushing it towards the wall. Sidestep 4 again. Into the low smash.
Mano,
Hafiz.
ontem eu achei 32 meio-dia. Vai tomar no...
Exactly what I was talking about. We saw it in that last set versus
Pelo menos
AK,
que eu me
and
lembre.
now he's
Fez
using it to
32.
take
Vai,
these games back
tipo
from
deles.
Numan.
Get ready for the next battle.
He is making
É
a
pra
statement here.
derreter vivo mesmo,
You know,
né?
obviously these guys had an amazing set early on in our winners finals. They went down to the wire. There was a ton of adjustment back and forth between both of them. I have a feeling we're going to start to see that sooner or later, because just like in the last one, Hafiz Tanvir started off strong, but Numan slowly but surely able to make a comeback. Will he be able to do that once again here in our grand finals?
Okay. 1 and 2. Little down 2 string. Hafiz takes that opportunity to try to go for a throw. Numan still ready though.
Oh, he was ready. He beat it out.
He keeps doing it. Like, this is like the third time we've seen him just sit there, duck, go for the launcher right afterwards, and it's been so consistent so far, but the side switch makes the combo drop.
That's unfortunate there. Didn't get the big damage. Lost his resource follow-up.
Okay, mini punish there.
Is he enough life?
Nah.
Does not have enough. Slapped him in the face for his troubles.
And just started dancing.
Yup. First round of Numan. Ooh, good night. Good night, sweet prince.
Rat.
Here we go, running two. And again, it's all about placement here. Back one, gets the wall splat to follow. Big damage here. Oh yeah, you better use it. Good block there, gets the punish to follow up here. Numan in rage now. He tried to counter poke there with a rocket launcher.
Back to the pokes, back to the lows. What a sidestep.
Try to get him with the power crush follow up too.
Definitely starting to get a lot stronger when it comes to this matchup. Gets the engager, gets the wall splat. This game looking like it could be coming to a close. And it will. 2 rounds in this last game, and if he gets this next round, we got a reset on our hands, people.
Oh yeah, reset point here for Hafiz Tanvir. Can he take it here? The floor, of course, very useful resource here. If they, either one can get a spike, we could go downstairs. Numan gets the guard break to follow up here. 2-2. Good patience there, put the block on.
Okay.
Here we go, activation. This is where the trouble lies. Back to the wall, having to deal with the mix-ups. Oh, he caught him.
The wall splat with the back one, caught him trying to move around. Big damage, floor still intact.
Oh, and that's going to be big damage. One more hit can do it. Good block. He tried to punish with the Sonic Fang, and unfortunately for him, it was not enough, and we have a reset.
Hafiz Tanvir running it back, resets the bracket, so now he's got a chance, an official chance to close out this tournament, be our champion, but you know Numan is not going to give it to him. RPS for sides again. That's how you know it's for real. They was like, look, I want my side.
Yeah. Man, if you're Numan, what are you thinking about going into this? You just lost the set 3-1, but now having to go back to the drawing board. Do you stick it out with Steve? I know he uses a bunch of characters. I mean, both of these players use a lot of characters, but what are they going to do in this short set now? This is a race to 3 to decide who is our champion.
Let's see. I think they locking in. I think nothing changes.
Nothing changes. We're going to fight it out. We're going to go the full 12 rounds.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yeah, they did RPS for sides and still wanted the 2P side.
Sometimes it's a mental thing. I just want to beat you on the rock, paper, scissors, right?
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to ask you what side you want, and then no matter what, I'm going to make sure I get my side, bro.
All right, here we go. Starting it off. Grand Finals reset. One of these two players will be our champion. Okay, rocket launcher, good check. Life lead in favor of Numan, but he lets it rip. Hafiz Tanvir able to get, oh, he didn't get the micro dash combo with the knee.
Tried to get him to that wall, it just did not happen. The sidestep did not get him out of danger.
Oh, we're going the other way. We are going the other way with the Fury. Okay, counter hit. He gets the follow-up here. The wall beat-down punch follow-up. What's the mix? Oh, he goes for the burst. Into the Sonic Fang. That should be it. Straight into the massage gun punches.
Okay, Numan looking a little better this time around. After the reset, looking a little sharper.
Okay. In preparation. Pushing again towards the wall here. Numan really trying to get a better sense of spacing here going up against his opponent. Another counter hit to start things off, and this is where things can get nasty. Let's see what he got. Dirty box.
Stays ducking. We've seen this go a long way for Hafiz too. Blocks the low heat smash. Didn't get anything from it though, but he does have this positioning on the wall. 5 Fox Fury, Blue Moon burst to contest.
The Blue Moon blew that thing up. Now life lead for Hafiz Tanvir. Good block there. Numan has to deal with this pressure, but he has rage as well. Oh, not going to survive. Hafiz tying things up here. This is our opening game.
Dancing a little bit, engage.
Put the brakes on there. Try to catch him.
He's definitely trying to get Hafiz to swing. He finally does. Gets the knockdown, gets the follow-up. Hafiz wakes up with a button instantly. Nice duck right there. Oh, overhead.
And, you know, he hasn't done that much, but this time starting to save it and utilize it here for this grand finals. Let's see what happens. Tries to keep him there, but the spring kick.
Side step 4. Back to the legs, though, and a great punish. He dashed to try to close it out. But I wasn't sure what that was that made it miss. No matter what, though, Numan, 2 rounds to 1 in his first game of the reset.
That was crazy there. The running 2 ended up whiffing there, but still able to clean his plate with the Sonic Fang once again. I feel like that is the move that has been getting him so much value in the sets. Oh my God, everything's starting to hit. There's no way he got him. He caught him. He caught him.
Caught him while he was in stands. I just saw him back there dancing.
Oh, you ain't dancing. Not today. Not on my watch. Let me shoot an arrow through your knees. Oh, and he's going to charge it up. You got to be careful how he's going to approach here. Running attack? No. Oh, and he was ready for it. That was crazy. The blink of an eye. As soon as you brandish it out, I'm going to go for the power crush. Bro, that was crazy.
I mean, just perfect spacing, too. He was right outside that range.
Yeah.
Hafiz went in to try to overextend.
The flicker back two was locked and loaded, ready to go there in that sequence. That was crazy. Anyways, Numan with the lead now.
Don't miss me winning. I just tripped off there, he said. Multi-layer stage right here.
Yep.
Benefit either or.
Jin Kazama therapy stage.
Right? The Jin Kazama Inception. This is where your dad tried to kill you. Where your granddad tried to kill you.
What's this bottom one? This is where your mom ignored you.
Exactly. Exactly.
She's walking around here somewhere. Man, this stage actually has so many crazy details if you're a Tekken lore fan. Anyways, going into the action here, gets the heat activation. Here comes Numan. Ooh, but a 4-2 finds Mark. Good block. Ooh, to the smash. I like that sequence.
Breaks the floor. Big damage on top of it as well. Hafiz not looking good, especially with the damage he's about to take, but he still has some heat. Okay, heat dash. He's got the opportunity to break the floor. What will he do it, though?
See. He does. There we go. Downstairs. Doesn't want the resource used against him. He's going to go straight to the rage art. We do not want you healing any life.
I like that. Got to play it smart. Don't give him an opportunity to even recover some life.
It's going to be about even. He's going to heal some life here. Oh, no, he was maxed out already. Let's see what happens. Who wants it more? He's in the red, though, doing extra damage. Has access to rage art as well. Not going to need it, maybe. Oh.
Wow, rising 4 to stop the approach. Hafiz answering back. 2 rounds in this second game.
Second hit able to land there.
Just delaying after while rising 1. Trying to see what the reaction is going to be. Back 3 actually clips him while he's trying to do a little snake dodge.
Yeah, full-on counter hit, able to get the full string. The follow-up there with the power crush.
Ooh, big counter hit. Okay. Heat's there.
See what he does with it. Albatross 2, run up, makes up, goes with the low. Oh, and speaking of lows, Hafiz Tanvir with the pressure. Side step 4 once again. Yo, that's going to hit. Is that dead? It might be dead. Counter hit, lots of damage, low on the life bar. But also, he still has some heat left for his insurance. Can he run up? Never mind. It is enough damage. Here we go. Staying alive, Numan here in game number 2. He still has the lead
Cara,
in terms of
porque o
games.
mangá, a galera tava, sei lá, com uma expectativa muito diferente, tá ligado? Eu falei que na hora que sair isso aqui, dependendo de como fosse, a galera ia curtir. Eu acho que tem encerramento digno pra caramba, tá ligado? Sei lá que a galera tem feito.
Down back 1+2. He's been using it quite loosely, but still.
Enough here, and he ran up on him. Secured the perfect and secured the game as well. It's now tied 1 apiece here in this final set. This is a race to 3. So each player only needs 2 more games.
Now, it's only gonna get harder, man.
Oh yeah.
Yo, the evil arena where the bad guys chill.
Stay away from the lights.
Those over there explode. Why do you have these in here? We're hang out here. Because we're bad guys, dude.
That's what bad guys do. Oh, but he beat him right in the face. Gets the follow-up here. Activates Starburst as well.
Low parry. Knows he's been going to it quite a few times, especially after the knockdown scenario.
Yeah, and he's going to get the wall this time. This is going to be big damage here in the follow-up. Once the mix of the wall sidestep 4 is coming out to play, gets the splat, doesn't get the full combo, but it doesn't matter. We put him in a situation where it got nasty.
Great placement on the 4-3, especially with his back to the wall. Knows he's trying to sidestep to get out of there.
There will be no stepping on my watch.
Fire. Five-box fire. Right.
Jeez. Damage here. Numan with the huge life lead here. Can he take advantage? Are we going to get the snipe of the Sonic Fang? There it is.
Oh, off the wall. Should be the end. Numan answering right back, round for round.
These guys are going game for game, round for round, back and forth.
Whoa. Oh.
Counter hit. Third hit able to land.
Ah.
Ooh, dirty, dirty. You got to be very careful here. Back to the wall as well. Do not want to get hit by air rocket launcher.
Okay, nice weight.
I respect it. Put the brakes on the follow-up here. Let's see what he does with it. And he picked that low so perfectly. Oh, and he got them. The follow-up here, he should be able to close it out. One more hit could do it. And Numan trying to go up 2 games to 1 here.
Not quick enough. Wow, the side just didn't align him properly so he can actually get the hit on the follow-up with this explosive wall in the background. Hoppus has a chance. Damage.
Oh, good check there. Had a chance. Let's see what he does.
Trying to get
Yeehaw.
a big bet.
Oh, that was huge. He had an opportunity there if he went for the launch. Oh, this is big. This is big. One more mix-up could do it.
Hoppus needs to do something right now. On the verge of going down 2 games to 1 here in this grand finals reset. We're going to a potential final game. If Numan can continue playing how he is, he's going to be our Tiger Uppercut champion.
Get ready for the next
Goes right back in. Man, the mental must be crazy, bro. The mental must be going crazy right now.
Of course, Numan, the first one to reach the summit here. 1 game away from winning the entire tournament. However, it's not over yet. Hafiz has a chance, but this is going to be tough. We've been here before. These guys have been going back and forth with each other. Ooh, put the brakes on again. Numan really started to change things up, being a lot more aggressive up close.
Nice block. Goes for the guard break.
Ooh, caught him.
Pushes him out of the air, too. Small combo. Sidestep into the heapers. Everything finding its mark. No break on the throw.
Here we go. Numan continuing with the streak now. More rounds, more damage. Ooh, and he gets the beatdown punch follow-up here. This could be huge. We're going back the other way.
Pior que eu tô com uma
Big
vontade de
counter
voltar a
hit, the
jogar
follow-up.
técnico. Semana que vem
Slide
sai a
it in.
realizou.
What's the mix-up at the wall?
Não sei se eu compro ela.
5-box Fury. Oh,
volto
and
a
the
jogar, se não
heartbreak,
volto.
the follow-up.
Numan spins it all. Hoppus back to
Tô
the
com uma certa
wall.
vontade.
Tried to cut through, and final potential round here for Numan to close it out. But the floor is lava, and anything can happen.
Mais ele
Anything
leva.
goes here. Tournament point, goes for the grab there, trying to catch him. Who wants it more? Hafiz fighting for his tournament life now. Oh, the second hit Albatross 2 heat activation, follow-up.
Nossa,
The patience from
mas tá
Mulan.
lendo ele que não
Steve,
livra,
look at
ele
this.
já era.
What do we got?
Perfect.
Like we might have
Último
a
round foi
brand new
perfect
champion,
ainda.
and it's gonna be Newman to
Bravo,
close it
bravo.
out.
Leu
Hopkins
muito,
Xavier
leu
taking
muito, leu
second,
muito.
of course, but the Steve Fox can't be stopped. Tapsters, don't make me tap the
Olha
sign.
aquele cosplay de
Don't
Shaolin,
make
que
me tap
maneira
the
ele traz.
sign. We got a brand new champion here, and
E o
at
livro ficou
least
bem
the legacy
parecido.
stays intact. A Pakistan Tiger Uppercut champion to close out. We almost had a brand new champion with AK and a qualification, but man, I mean, look, the odds were stacked against them, and this tournament is just way too tough. We had plenty of people that was already qualified, and they were still here, gumming up the
No
works,
way.
making it harder for everybody else. But it could still only be one, you know?
Man, I had a great time this weekend. Again, throughout the entire tour. Again, thanks to everybody. Steve,
Calma aí,
always a
eu
pleasure
abri o
to do
link
commentary
errado
with
no
you, my
lugar
brother.
errado.
Bro,
We're going to be, of course, we're going to be taking a break for a while until the finals. And again, if you guys haven't locked in for the finals, make sure you guys not only join the LCQ, pay attention to all the action that's going to be happening as we build up for our finals that are going to be happening at the end of January. But again, thanks guys for tuning in the entire season.
Yeah, man, it's been a long one, man. It's been a long, great one on top of that, man. We got a lot of new players that were introduced to us as well. I mean, just a lot of cool events that happened in the meantime. Just seeing all the events for T8 go off the entire year, including like EWC and stuff like that. It has been amazing. And of course, some of the greatest competition ever. And it made some amazing
Tem
stories,
muito
man.
mosquito,
Look at the
velho.
John
Tava
right now, bro.
perto, meu
Qualified for
amigo.
TWT finals.
You came
Fergus
in a long
qualified.
way. Fergus as well. Again, during the second half of the tour, you know, a lot of these players really stepped it up, and it's nice to see them being rewarded for their dedication. But again, lots of love to everybody. What doesn't matter which region you're from. If you're from Latin America, you're from the Americas in general, Europe, Asia, everywhere around the world. Thank you guys for participating in all of the action and all of the fun that we've had throughout the entire year.
Yeah, it's been quite the run. It's been quite the run, but it's not done just yet, like we said before, man. Sweden is where you're going to see us next, talking about some final tech, and that's what's really going to be crazy.
Ooh, it's definitely going to be fun, and I'm excited to see how, of course, because we are going to have so many great players under the same roof. And again, only one of them will be the TWT champion. Last year when we were in Japan, we crowned Rangchu as the first Tekken 8 champion on the TWT tour. But this year, who's it going to be? There's no telling. There's been so many winners. There's been so many upsets throughout the many, many events that we've had. I can't call a clear winner to one. There's smart bets, yes.
Yeah, they're definitely
There's no
smart
for
bets.
sure bets.
I mean, we have this discussion all the time when it's like, yo, we get to the event, we're like, man, who do you guys think are going to take it? One, it's one of the hardest questions ever, especially when you know how many players that could potentially take it. Who's there with like a chip on their shoulder, and who is like, no, I need to get this for the first time ever. It's really hard to call. But once again, man, you guys can be there in person. You can see the history unfold yourselves.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. Make sure you guys, of course, check out the registration page. There are still slots left for the LCQ if you want to enter and be part of that tournament and join us as we battle it out to figure out who else will be joining the top 20 for the finals, man. That's going to be a fun time. We are getting ready, of course, for the medal ceremony or the award ceremony for our champion. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in and watching all this Tekken action with us throughout the entire weekend. Steve, any highlights for you?
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like just the fact that one of our first matches that we actually did for the weekend was Newman. And the winner of the tournament is Newman. But also a bunch that actually, it might be like that AK versus like the John said, bro. Or even the what? Oh, God.
So, yeah, this is the summary. If you guys were watching this weekend, matches with Newman, the John, AK, Book, Hudons, any of those bangers, watch them. Watch everything. Watch everything on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, B&E Esports is where you can go to find out all the amazing action. Make sure you only watch it from that channel, by the way. Oh, man, see all the players lining up.
We got it.
So when's the next time, man? We're gonna be in Malmo, Sweden.
Yep, end of January.
Wait, is it cold there? Do you know?
At that time of year, I don't know. I've never been there at that time of year, but we'll find out. You know, our friends over in Europe. Oh, yeah. So we got indication that it is cold over there at that time, and I don't deal well with the cold. I'm a California boy, so I can't stand cold. So I will definitely bring a jacket.
No, I'm gonna have the big coat out when I get over there this time. Oh man.
You're gonna have the Dragunov coat. All right.
Coat, bro. I know a guy who made one from like the cosplay, man. It was actually kind of sick, dude. They need to sell that jacket. I'll buy that jacket for sure. But no, man, the competition for this year for the TWT has been ridiculous. I'm interested to see who's going to be in the last part of the running to see who's going to be our new TWT champion. Of course, so many players are already qualified. We got that group stages that we need to play through.
Ooh, but the top four doesn't have to
Top
play.
four, cool. They don't
the
have to
group
worry
stage.
about that. They don't have to worry about that. Which is a really interesting way to put it, because that means that those spots are even more coveted, right?
I mean, the thing is, like, if you look at the group stages, especially of the past few years, the group stages have been killers. And sometimes the players that are favored to win the entire tournament don't even make it out of group stages.
No,
we've
it's
had
true.
years where, for example, we've had years where Nee and Arson were in the same group and neither one of them made it out.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy just to think about it. But again, that's why it's so important to get the advantage to be able to perform as well as you can throughout the entire year.
These guys getting lined up on the stage. Our top 8 is already almost lined up, but it's been an amazing weekend, man. Being back in Thailand, man. It's been a few years since I've been here last time as well, man. With that being said, let's get to this top 8 and say who are these players that made the top 8 appearance and made this so sick. First and foremost, at 7th place, make some noise for King Ray Jr.
Also in 7th place, all the way from Pakistan, we have Atif.
5th place, gonna go to none other than Pina.
And also in 5th place, we have Fergus.
4th place, none other than the King, the John. And then, of course, in 3rd place, you can see him getting the medal right now, AK.
And in 2nd place, we have Hafiz Tanvir from Pakistan.
And your Tiger Uppercut champion. Make some noise for Newman. Oh, man, look at the shorts. Oh, that's the best part about it, bro, the shorts, man. That's the part I'm more concerned about, bro.
He's going to put them on. He is going to don the
do
shorts.
it right now?
He's going to strike the pose, the Muay Thai pose. Look at that, the champion. It's not just about the medal. It's what it's about, what you have around the waist. It ain't a belt. Oh, man, he might have to take off his pants or something. I don't think we can show that. But there you go, the champion, Numan. Congratulations.
Your Tiger Uppercut 2025 champion. The tradition continues. Pakistan reigns supreme here. We got close. AK was right there, but of course, Hafiz Tanvir and all our amazing top 8 competitors out here fighting to get points to be champions here at Tiger Uppercut, man. And it could have gone either way, man. If you go back and look at those brackets, anybody could have made it out. And it was so many people falling by the wayside as we got later on in the weekend.
So again, lots of love to the organizers here and everybody that's been part of the Tekken World Tour. Shout outs to the Tiger Uppercut team and everybody that helped make this possible. I've had an amazing tour, and I'm sad that we're done for a while. But of course, make sure you guys tune in. We have the finals coming up. There's still the LCQ.
You got a chance to pull up and see it with your own eyes. Of course, there's still spots where you guys can buy tickets. Make sure you check out the website, and we will see you guys in Malmo, Sweden for the Tekken World Tour Last Chance Qualifier and the finals. Until next time, peace.
Acabou. Deixa eu apagar, nossa. Já puxaram o gameplay daqui a pouco. Baixei, já deixei preparado o joguinho Tiro. Rapaz, achei que não ia ser tanto. Mas tem bastante estilo de jogo de tiro diferente. E aí, passando o olho por cima, assim, vendo os títulos, eu falei, até que eu joguei Tiro, chega eu ter jogado menos. No Play 1. Verdade, tá tendo TCG, né? Vou deixar o top 8 do TCG aqui por enquanto. Ah, Dragapult vs Golden, um clássico.
Alexander is going to be down to 2 prizes remaining. Drew is still going to be 2 turns away from getting any kind of golden go, and it is now just a matter of time. No, it's not. Drew picks up his cards. Alexander wins game 2, and we are heading off to game 3 in top 8 of the Stuttgart Regional Championships. And we got more than 50 minutes, Freya. We chilling.
We are absolutely
O
chilling.
layout fica bonitinho se não tem aquele bagulho de comentário. Foda, o YouTube fica mudando layout direto, né?
Joking, considering how much is on the line, it's always a lovely feat to see good spot from our players. Let's go over that game 2, which really was, I think, a mirror image of game 1.
It was a mirror image. That's a great way to put it. We see the Badoo coming out nice and early to item lock. Drew has no gimme ghoul, and that means that the Holucha dropping those damage counters, especially on the gimme ghoul, and the evolution into the Dragapult led to a 2 prize KO, but crucially took all of the gimme ghoul off the field. And by all of them, I mean the only gimme ghoul. So here we see the retreat into the Dragapult to get that KO on the bench gimme ghoul with the active Soul Rock, really putting Drew behind here. And Drew is able to take little prizes with Soul Rock, but then at the end of the game, we see a boss's orders double KO on those 2 gimme ghoul after the 50 HP was forced to be won on the bench. And with that, Drew knew that Alexander was 2 prizes away from winning and that no golden go was coming this game.
Yeah, it's a brutal way for that game to end, but it is kind of a mirror image of the brutal way the game ended for Alexander in the other instance. Now, I just have received a very interesting word in my ear. So Alex Alex won that game, right? Yeah, so, no, hold on. I got a little bit mixed up there.
Alexander won game 2.
Yeah, Alexander won game 2, but he has chosen to go first. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm just getting a bit of course. Drew just chooses to go second because, of course, he is.
Oh, yeah. If you're Drew, Drew gets a choice this game because they lost game 2.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we've explained a couple of times that going second here, essentially, you're probably going to get Badoo item locked. So by going second, you get a full turn before the item lock comes in. Whereas if you go first, you get a turn with no supporter or attack before the item lock comes in. Frankly, not the same.
No, it really, really isn't. Both players want to be going second here. That's why, because I saw something, I guess I just must have been a little bit confused for a second. Never mind, it happens to the best of us. But Drew will be going second, having just lost that game as he really wants to. Maybe he could do a mirror image of, or rather, not a mirror image, like an exact copy of game 1. That'd be good for him.
That would be quite good. 1 gimme ghoul prized and 1 Sorrow. Oh, 1 of each plus Badoo. Obviously, there's a second Badoo in the deck is too important. But 1 of the 2 Badoo, 1 each of the evolution line for Dragapult. So I'm going to keep an eye on here. 1 of the 2 Lunatone for Drew. But we are off in game 3 of this top 8 action from Stuttgart. Alexander goes first. And once again, is going to be over to Drew in a moment saying, what can you do before Badoo?
Yeah, Nestball now to do kind of similar to what we saw in the previous games. Alexander looking through the deck and seeing just what Pokemon he has available to him. We know for a fact that it's perhaps not all of his Pokemon prize, but like, you know, one line of his main attacker and then 1 Badoo. At least he has access to the second one, so he's still going to be able to work with things here.
Yeah, it's an annoyance rather than something terrible. And in a Dragapult deck, you play a 4/4 line. So, you know, because the Recon Directive is such a good ability, they are playing a 4/4 line. It is a fat line of Dragapult, which is what you want. When you've got a really good stage 2 of a good ability, because stage 1 with a good ability, then you're going to play a fat line, as opposed to these Charizard that we often see with much thinner lines, because Charmeleon, I don't want to sound rude, none of them are that good right now.
No, it is not. I mean, comparing a card that is basically part of the main engine of your deck and lets you dig deep compared to just a thing that evolves into Charizard. I mean, one does have that pretty cool self-protection ability, of course, the Flare Veil that protects it from
Aparência, Dragadusk, que acho que é Dusk que tem roxo na mão ali, eu não sei se eu tô
It's
muito
largely
doido,
there so
mas
that
tem
TM
cara de ser
Evolution can evolve
Dragadusk.
from the deck to save you having to be overly reliant on a rare candy. Well, here we see a Dreepy hit the bench for Alexander off of that Nest
É
Ball,
Dusk mesmo,
and it looks
olha
like
o
we're
Dusk.
eyeing up an Ultra Ball here to go and get another basic Pokemon.
Oh, and a choice there to discard the Duskull. Interestingly enough, we saw how important it was in some of the previous games to make sure that you set up your Dusknoir line early on to really give yourself the chance to do your board wipe turns, but kind of prioritizing the double Dreepy here, it seems.
Okay, so we do see two Dreepy, but no energy. It was not great there. Drew,
Cofre. Acho que o volume, como eu disse, melhorou um pouco, né? Não sei porque o PC abaixou absurdamente a sensibilidade do microfone, mas é do PC, não era nem do OBS esse problema. Agora, aparentemente, está no que deveria.
So it only actually gets you gimme ghoul.
Yeah, and there is one gimme ghoul prized of note for Drew, but it's probably the one he minds pricing the least. It's that 50 HP one.
Yeah, we saw that was, you know, and don't get me wrong, Alexander was almost certainly winning that last game, but letting them KO the bench gimme ghoul without even having to put any extra damage down.
Just kind of sealed the deal, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, frankly.
Only one gimme ghoul found from this buddy puff, and that to me telegraphs the other one is already in the hand.
Well, we do see some results coming in. Nikolai and Paolo there in top 8. We've got a 1-1 game. Nikolai has got 1 game with Charizard. Paolo has got 1 game with Dragapult. We are bringing you these updates where we're able to do so. Might even be another one coming in a minute. You never know.
I mean, they're all playing their hearts out right now, right? They have to have some winners eventually. There it is, the third gimme ghoul coming down from the hand. And other than that, though, just a minor errand run. It could be worse, but you ideally would like to find the Lunar Rock package here.
You absolutely would like to find that Lunar Rock package. We don't have either part of it yet. There's no Soul Rock, there's no Lunatone. Buddy Poppin won't get either of them. And that's the thing, like, this is the point where, you know, ideally you want to be setting this up so that when Badoo comes out, you're like, ha 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 ha, now I'm KOing every turn. What you don't want is basically a bunch of Golden Go you can't do much with. Speaking of Golden Go, Daniel and Ufa are playing a mirror match of Golden Go, and in true mirror match fashion, currently sitting at 1 game each. A lot of 1-1s going on in top 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense, right? In the mirror match, generally speaking, there's a preferred, you know, going first or going second. You prefer to go second, and if you go second, you are at a pretty big advantage, so maybe that comes into it a little bit, but then again, you can also get lucky with the setup going first and just get a bunch of gimme ghoul out, and then you're in the lead, so, you know, it can go either way.
Well, I think there's 3 top 8 games going on because Ivan can't play until the ASIM's done. And they're all sitting at 1-1 right now. So somebody is going to have to start winning these eventually. Here comes an Ultra Ball, and that is for a second Dragon.
Caralho, mandou duas catcher fora.
Is looking nice here. Can we see a Badoo and some way to pivot the Monkey Dory? That would be nice.
I just want to draw attention to the fact that he had to discard 2 counter catcher there to pull off that move. That could really come back to bite him later on. We've seen so many times Dragapult players finish out games by doing a tricky counter catcher on something that can't really attack or do anything, and then finishing a game that way. That's going to be a bit harder to do when there's 2 of them already gone.
It's going to be a lot more awkward now.
Então deu o Tick Box
This
no
is
top
Silas
cut.
against Christian, and Joltik Box, 1 game up with Silas against Christian's Dragapult. Keep an eye on that, because right now it's only Dragapult's Charizard and Golden Go in top cut. Silas on top 8. Silas looking to break that triopoly.
Triopoly, yeah, triopoly, yeah, monopoly, duopoly, triopoly, yeah, I'll go with that.
I think that works.
I think you're not inventing words the same way Alex is. I think. Oh, but Drew just has to do another minor errand running and then passes over to Alexander, who draws it Lily's determination.
Which is going to get 8 cards because you haven't taken a prize yet. And this is looking a lot more like game 2 than it is game 1.
Yeah.
Drew is not getting anything rolling here. And Alexander is, I mean, this should be the Dragapult turn. If everything goes well. And the problem is, look at that enticing board. Hawlucha, Dragapult, Energy, Smash.
Yeah, it's not a great position to be in if you're Drew Stevenson right now. And what looked like a pretty okay setup, even after fending for the minor errand running, not able to find anything else. And now Alexander bailed out from his dreadful hand first and has the opportunity to completely blow Drew away.
Yeah, he is. That's what he's going to be looking for. Now, what have we got? We do see a Dragapult in hand. That's rather lovely.
Yep, so that's what piece 1. So, and there's an Ultra Ball as well for Hawlucha, so you just need to find an energy here. There's, a Lily's Determination and a Duskull. Yeah,
and didn't get it off that first Recon Directive, but there is Recon Directive number 2.
And there's a Jamming Tower as well that's super strong.
Wasn't an energy though, unfortunately.
No, it wasn't. I was wondering if I missaw and there was an energy hand, but no, there wasn't. I was right the first time.
What energy's on there? Yeah, even a Jet Headbutt KO in the active with 2 energies, not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you could just win next turn from that, right? If Drew continues to brick.
You do need a way to pivot, mind you. Right now, that Monkey Dory is in the active.
Oh, so yeah, I guess. Oh, maybe you should do that. We know that Latias isn't prized. You could go ahead and Ultra Ball for that to retreat. That would work.
That's what I'm thinking. If you don't need Hawlucha this turn, go and get Latias. There comes a Dust Skull sitting there on the bench. There comes a Jamming Tower, down with tools, as some people might say.
Boa, mestre.
And
Obrigadão.
I think, is Alexander debating not going too aggressive here? Is he maybe thinking, hold on,
Divulgar.
it might be best for me to hold back a little bit because...
Cara, esse celular só abriu o
Oh, here we
WhatsApp
go.
aqui,
You
morre
pull
não.
off a double Dust Skull onto the bench.
Não é uma tarefa
and
muito
pull off
difícil
a
pra você.
blowout Dragon Ball turn,
Não
carrying
deveria
everything
ser,
in one
né?
go, maybe denying Drew the access out for a flipped script. Actually, that's really smart. And it's just another energy!
And that means that Drew has nothing going on. His hand is energy. He does have, well, honestly not very much. We do see a Moral coming down, a Mega Moral with an energy, but it's another minor errand running. What we see here from Drew is, if I get the energy of minor errand running, I can't top deck them. Having said that, he minor errand running last turn, and he still top decked one, so maybe that is not holding as much as he might like, and it is looking like heartbreak for Drew in top 8 here. Terrible hand, terrible top decks, so many gimme ghoul, but there is not a golden go in sight, and Alexander starts off here with a recon directive. There are 2 Dust Skull on the bench. We know there is a Dragapult in hand. We could see a gigantic turn here.
I think that with the combination of the multiple Dust Skulls available for Curse Blast, Ultra Ball for Hawlucha, and the fact that you have access to the energy guarantee now because there's a Hilda in hand, I think Alexander has all the resources to KO all the Gimme Ghoul in one turn.
Yeah, what you can go ahead and do here is you can go and drop 1 damage counter here and 1 damage counter here using your Hawlucha. You then drop another 5 damage counters here with your Dusclops, and then that's very close to being KO'd. Okay, this, then the active, the residual damage goes here, and you are very, very close to getting all of those Gimme Ghoul off of the board.
You leave Drew with a Mega Mawile and a Prey.
It's not looking phenomenal. Now, what we ideally want is Rare Candy Dust Noir, and then you can actually just outright KO one of those Gimme Ghoul, but they are all looking a little bit fragile right now. Thank goodness the 50 HP one isn't on the board.
Yes, they're going to be even more devastating than it already is, and let's not sugarcoat things. Things are really, really bad for Drew right now, especially if Alexander can pull off this turn, and it looks like he's putting together all the pieces correctly to do so. I am not fancying Drew's chances.
We do have a Dusclops in hand, it is worth pointing out already.
2 of them. There's
2 in hand.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, to be fair, so if both the Dusclops take 1 Gimme Ghoul, Hawlucha drops 1 on the other, that's it. That's your 3 KOs.
Yeah.
On the Gimme Ghoul. All gone.
And so first Ultra Ball being played now, discarding the Ino and the Laser Termination. I think, at this point, you don't mind sacrificing those resources. You need the Latias down because that's how you're going to retreat this Monkey Dory so you can pull off the Phantom Dive. And with this...
Does mean no Hawlucha, unfortunately.
3 Ultra Balls no jogo já.
That means,
Exato.
I guess... Oh, no, hold on. It doesn't matter because you have the second Ultra Ball going. You can pop 1 of the Dusclops, Ultra Ball for the second Hawlucha because then you have the bench space for it once the Dusclops is gone.
There will. Or you can just do both the Dusclops, 1 into each of the bench Gimme Ghoul, and then Phantom Dive will actually finish off both those Gimme Ghoul while KOing the active. So Hawlucha isn't even necessarily needed. There goes the upper energy. Now we retreat. Are we going to see a big triple KO? I'm pretty sure we are. 50 on each of the Gimme Ghoul as we just suggested.
Matou os 3 Gimme Ghoul. Meu Deus.
2 to each of the bench Gimme Ghoul. That is a treble Gimme Ghoul KO with 2 damage counters left over for the Mega Moral. Most importantly, Alexander takes 3 prizes and Drew's left with a Mega Moral and not much else.
And let's not forget Gobble Down.
Se tivesse como colocar mais Dust Skull só pra arrumar setup e matar essa Mewile, seria perfeito.
Drew's taken 2,
Ele é muito forte.
but that's it. I mean,
Pra ganhar já nesse turno.
Given from Alexander's Dusclops.
Ele deu
You
scoop?
can do 160.
You can, and to be fair, that means next turn you get to KO Dragapult.
Ah, ele tem uma POC ainda. Ele é pior se não tivesse essa POC.
It's still energy.
It's a lot of energy. That's what it is, Fred.
Yes.
And here's the thing: there isn't even a target for the Buddy Buddy Pop him.
Que? Acabou, tá prazado? Verdade, morreu 3 Gimme Ghoul,
Nothing
né?
else is low enough HP to be served.
Ah, essa foi brava. Essa aí ele nem conseguiu subir. Deu ruim nos draw ali, ele não conseguiu subir. Só tem energia na mão.
Vessel to go and get some more energy. And if there's one thing Drew needs right right now, it is more energy. And I say that in jest because Drew's hand is so bad, it's nothing but energy.
Okay, it is now physically
Triste,
impossible for
hein?
him to draw an energy for two.
Triste
Single
demais.
energy
Jogou
in
nada.
that deck is either in the discard pile or in Drew's hand. There are none left that he can draw.
Well, it's a Lunatone, a superior energy retrieval, and a whole bunch of energy. And this is heartbreaking for Drew because you get into top 8 again, you win game 1, game 2 your deck did not cooperate, and game 3 here, this is not going. Good
Ele
news
consegue
is
bater?
your energy for your
Baixo, né?
morale, so you can do half the amount of damage you need. The problem is, you're not going to be able to attack with Mega Morale again because, you know, they hit you, you hit them, and then a new Dragapult KOs you for the game.
Yeah, and also not only that, but given that it's not a one-hit KO, if Alexander can find his way into a Luminous energy, all of a sudden you're using that Mankidori to heal for damage, and then actually would
Ah, se ele usar um Mankidori, acabou, não tem nem como matar ali. Tá que ele pode colocar mais uma energia e bater 260, né? Mas como ele já bateu no bicho, ele vai tomar só 30, esse é o problema.
Not get the KO next turn.
Ah,
Oh
merda.
dear. So this is one of those situations where Alexander knows he's in the driver's seat. Knows that there's very, very little that Drew can maybe do for a comeback, but you do not get complacent. You do your setup correctly still. You grab your other Dracloak, you go for your recon directives, and you make sure that you have the means to close out this game, because the last thing you want to do, and the thing that would feel really, really bad, is if you basically have the game on lock and just throw it away to something silly.
That would be a less than ideal scenario, I think, is a colloquial way to put it. Now, we do have
Zard
a
ganhou.
result here. Now, this is that's Nikolai against Paula. That's one of our top 8 games. So, Charizard beats Dragapult 2 games to 1 in top 8.
Tudo no fundo, Luminosa lá,
Steelborg is going to be
vai pro
heading
Luminosa
in
naquele
to
Dracloak
our
ali,
top
provavelmente.
4.
Well done to Steelborg. Commiserations to
Ah, não, foi no
Paula,
Boom.
but,
Ah, faz sentido, a Luminosa não usa Dark esse deck,
really
né?
hungry for a big result for a
Esqueci
while,
disso.
so he's going to be very, very happy about that. But focusing on the game ahead, look, Alexander was able to find the luminous energy.
Cara, se ele conseguir botar mais 20 de dano ali, ele ganha. Ah, ele vai matar atrás, ele vai preferir isso. Faz sentido, ele diminui ainda mais a corrida.
Yeah. And it's so heartbreaking because it's just like, come on.
Okay,
like, you need a hand, you need something. Like, now you can't even two-hit KO and Mega Morale. And here's the thing, I think at this stage, now the Mega Morale is, you know, in range of being KO'd by a Phantom Dive. So, Dragapult Energy...
É, porque mesmo que você recue essa Mewile agora, ela morre no dano atrás, né? No ping atrás, ela vai morrer. Mesmo que você recue a Mewile, ela vai de base.
Then there would be an easy route to victory. Here is the boss's orders coming down from Drew.
That must be the top deck then.
Desperation play onto that Dragapult, trying
Não adianta, só botar uma energia.
But there is a psychic energy in that. All it is going to take to retreat and attack. KO Mega Morale, 3 more prizes, and Alexander is going to be heading off into top 4. And it seems like seems like Dragapult is not done yet.
It absolutely is not. And Alexander
Regaçou. Ah, mas também. É RNG horrível ali, cara. Comprou, não chegou em lugar nenhum, mano. É muito triste você só ter carta pra montar board e não ter pra jogar, tá ligado? Perdi exatamente assim, não exatamente na mesma proporção, mas exatamente nesse jeito, montar board e não jogar na última partida de sexta-feira. Muito triste. Fiz toda a board do dinossauro, não tinha energia pra bater, porque veio tinha 5 energia no prato. Meu RNG é netão.
And it wasn't about the prizes, it was about the positioning. With nothing left for Alexander, decided that was it, and we might as well go off to game 2. Into game 2, it was a just complete role reversal. Alexander here brings up the Badoo, starts doing that itchy pollen, but Drew finally drew one off the prizes. The problem is, it didn't last more than 5 minutes because it's playing against a Dragapult deck. And Alexander just completely took Drew's setup apart here, left him without a golden go for the entire game, and it didn't take long for us to be at 1 game each. Here is the play where the Dragapult takes out that lone Gimmighoul on the field, and Drew tried coming back, got a couple of Gimmighoul out, but a Dusclops onto one and a Phantom Dive onto the other meant Even double Gimme Ghoul wasn't safe for very long. Alexander took a commanding lead, wiped all the Gimme Ghoul off the field, and we headed to game 3.
Yeah, and then game 3 was kind of, unfortunately, more of the same. I mean, you know, the setup initially looked okay for Drew, multiple Gimme Ghoul down, so safe from like a big board wipe, but then just drawing energy after energy after energy. And you see the reaction there is like, you know, out of the two bricking-ish setups, Alexander able to find it out first with that laser determination, and Drew, after another mind errand running, is drawing almost every single energy in this deck. And I mean, it's always great seeing good spirits about it. I mean, I know if I were in that position, I would not be a happy girl, it's safe to say. But yeah, look at this. This devastating turn from Alexander. Double dust stop, dealing 50 damage apiece to each of the Gimme Ghoul, and then a 3-way KO Phantom Dive, whilst leaving some residual damage on the Mega Morwile for good measure.
And at that point, it was just Mega Morale or bust. Mega Morale could have 2-hit KO Dragon Bolt, were it not for Monkey Dory, but it really was a moot point in the end. There was just not enough attacking threat coming out from Drew here. So we see a boss's orders onto the Dracloak, but a single energy from Alexander would allow him to retreat the Dracloak into the Dragapult. He got the Psychic Energy, and then it was just attach that, retreat, attack with Dragapult, and that puts Alexander into the top 4 of the Stuttgart Regional Championships.
Huge congratulations to Alexander, and we cannot say it enough. Huge commiserations to Drew at another top 8. So, granted, his very impressive resume, like his consistency of high placing finishes in this season cannot be understated.
No, 3 top 8s is, you know, it's going to come. Like, you cannot keep top 8ing forever without turning that into a big win. And as heartbreaking as it is for Drew, you know, having that wonderful record, he put it himself in the interview, winning almost all his games, missing that ASIM top cut to go straight into the top 8, and then losing at that first hurdle again. But we've seen this for years. And it's just a case of sometimes it takes a while. How many times did we see Isaiah Bradner lose in the final?
I mean, the bridesmaid jokes were like all over the place.
And then we saw pretty much back-to-back a regional and then an international win.
Yeah.
The good players, if you are good enough to consistently make top 8 at a regional championship, you are good enough to win one, and sooner or later, Drew's not been in the Masters division for very long.
Really hasn't.
We're gonna see Drew win a major. I feel super confident about that.
Yeah, and to that exact point, I would really like to go back specifically to game 1, where Drew did some of that incredible sequencing. I think this is a really great example of how Drew is able to consistently pull off these results. So we look here at this turn, right? We have the Arton there going, but and then after this, we have the Arvin. He really was really sensible with his sequencing in terms of deciding which order to go for the Buddy Puffin versus the Gimme Ghoul here. So you see there's a couple of Gimme Ghoul there in the deck already, but specifically with the Lunar Cycle beforehand, he drew into the Gimme Ghoul, didn't decide to Arvin beforehand, because when you do it this way around, you increase your odds of being able to find the amount of Gimme Ghouls that you need. When you need to find multiples of a Pokemon, you don't want to preemptively take them out of the deck, because then when you're using a draw card, you're less likely to go into them.
Absolutely. Well explained.
Yeah. So we keep going into that. Especially, it's a matter of odds, right? Because when you're drawing cards from the deck, you're more likely to draw into a card the more multiples of it that are in the deck. It seems like a really silly, obvious thing, but that is actually how it is. So although you might think, oh, I want to thin the cards out of my deck first with the Arvin, because there could maybe be an argument to go for the Arvin first, get the Buddy Puffin, and then the Air Balloon, and then go for the Lunar Cycle to draw 3 cards to maybe draw into the Gimme Ghoul that way. But you actually, if you want to draw in any combination of Gimme Ghoul and Buddy Puffin, keeping as many copies in the deck as possible of either of those cards before the Arvin is the way to go. So Lunar Cycle first, and then find what you're missing from the Arvin afterwards. It's very, very smart.
There's also an element here that Arvin can get you whatever you want. You get to select from a limited number. So whereas Lunar Cycle is random, Arvin lets you select. So well, sometimes it's better to get the draw going, and then you get to choose with the Arvin. And sometimes what you draw from the Lunatone can inform your decision. If you draw, you know, Gimme Ghoul, Gimme Ghoul, Gimme Ghoul, maybe I don't go get the Buddy Puffin anymore. Now I can go and get a different item that's going to help me in some other way.
It feeds into a general idea, which is kind of a top trainer tip for those of you at home. It's a good idea when it comes to your sequencing. Do your unknowns before your knowns. In that case, you don't know where you're going to draw with the Lunar Cycle, like you rightly said. So you draw those cards first, and then you have as much information as possible to make the right decision about what there is to grab with the Arvin. Sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes there's like something that you can't search, in which case you want to thin out the other cards so that you maximize your odds of drawing that non-searchable card. But when you know it's something you can search for, doing your unknown draws first is the right way to do it.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a quick look at the bracket then, because we have got a bunch of updates of games that have happened. So Ufa did defeat Daniel Magda 2-1. No double regional win there yet. Nikolai did take down Paolo 2-1 to set up that match in top 4 with Ufa. No result yet between Christian and Silas, which means Oyvind still sitting there waiting for an opponent. And Alexander takes down Drew in the game we showed. Alexander might have to wait a little while for that top 4, because first we got to figure out who's playing
na questão de pontuação do top 8.
and the winner of that.
E o Daniel Magda perdeu.
So Alexander, you got a few minutes, have a look around the venue, find the comfiest chair you can. And just, you know,
Ali é um Zard, o de baixo não sei o que é, mas
what
o
a
de cima eu
top
sei
four we
que é
have
um
there. Nikolai
Zard.
Stierborg against Ulfa Axelsson. Like, this could literally be a match that would happen at the local league in Copenhagen. These are two guys are friends, they're testing partners, they've played against each other so often, and now they're doing it for top 4 at the regional championships.
Indeed. Well, I just talked about comfy chairs. We have a comfy chair, and I'm sorry, Alexander, you can't use this one, because right now it's being used, because we need to talk, well, actually, to Alexander as it happens.
Yes, thank you both for that excellent coverage of our top 8 game. I'm here, of course, with the winner of our top 8 game, Alexander. Alexander, I must ask first, how are you feeling?
I mean, I feel pretty good. Like, it's insane that I managed to be in the second cut this season, so it feels pretty nice. Yeah.
And of course, you're no stranger to top 4s this season, of course, being the Lille regional champion this year. So, you know, how has it differed, this experience in comparison?
I don't feel any difference, honestly. Maybe I was a little bit more stressed before. And right now, like, okay, I will just see what I'm up against and play.
That's fair enough. It was an electrifying top 8 game. It went to a third game, which is what the viewers want to see, of course. Was that typical of the matchup that you've experienced, you know, with Goldengo?
No, that's not typical at all. I mean, I think they play the same list with like Daniel Magda and Miloslav. So I'm actually like right now I'm 1-2 into those guys. But before, like, they should probably win with Dengo against me. Of course, I got pretty lucky. But also, like, my hands, I was looking at them and they were, like, not ideal. But of course, at the end, like, I drew with Dracloak and somehow, like, got something.
That game 3 pop-off was the highlight, I think, of the matchup. Well, how you know, what's going through your mind at that point? Because there's so much sequencing involved with Dragapult. How do you manage it?
I was kind of upset after Lily that I missed the Badu on him. But yeah, I recognized, like, I wanted to play Badu because then he has so many less outs. For example, Arven, Nesball, anything. So I was pretty upset about that, but I just saw the line if, like, I can get one more turn in with, like, Ultra Ball, Hilda, that I can, like, KO all his gimme goals. And then after I do this, then it should probably be win from there.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. One thing I don't envy all of our players around is making a choice of deck.
Yeah.
You know, in such a varied format, it's really wide right now. Most things are playable. Take us through why Dragapult is your deck of choice.
My Dragapult is my deck of choice because I won regionals with it. But in this format, I would say that you should just stick to the deck you've been playing for past like 4 or 5 months. You should be like comfortable with the deck and don't change anything around because the format is very skillful right now, and changing the deck will like tear apart all this experience you had on a deck, and in the end, like, it matters.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. It's all about a positive matchup spread, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of course. But what's your journey been like thus far, coming into top 4 now? Has it been, you know, as you expected?
I mean, I lost to Dango, so it's like what I expected. But apart from that, I think I faced every single deck, ranging from...
Ali, olha, eu tô ficando com vontade. Ela já me fez pegar uma chance ali na Black Fraud. Que não foi Black Fraud dessa vez, mas não. Um preço bom mesmo as
Like I
coisas.
mentioned, you're already a regional champion
Deixa eu pegar
this
aquela
season. Do you think, you know, you
aquela
can take
chance
another
ali, ó.
invite from SEU players?
I mean, I will try my best. Whenever like cards draw themselves, I will like try to play them optimally. and we'll see what result comes up.
No,
after
that's
that.
fair enough. Take each game as it comes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And talking about your season overall, obviously, you know, regional champion, already taken the invite, but you're still here, you know, despite having that automatic invite. Are you still planning to go to most major events?
I mean, the Stuttgart was like the event I was not planning to go to when like preparing for the season, because it's usually like more expensive. But after like getting money from the win, I decided, okay, let's go. Like, I'm pretty good with my deck, so why not give it a shot again?
No, that's fair enough. And we've already featured you this season, but why don't you tell the audience what, you know, a little bit about yourself? Where do you come from? Local league? How did you start off?
Yeah, so I'm like based in Poland. My local league is like Warsaw, but I don't live there. And yeah, I go to locals pretty often. It's like nice to get practice, but I usually don't play the deck that I go to regionals with. To the locals maybe like 1 week prior. But up to this week I was playing Gardevoir just to get my mind off Recon Directive. I think like I know everything about pools there is, so it's nice to have like a break with different deck. It's also nice to like play different decks, so you have like idea what they play into in the format, like, and yeah.
How do you compare yourself against the Dragapult players?
Against other Dragapult players, I don't know. I think I'm the best.
Oh, tough words, tough words. Well, thank you very much, Alexander, for joining us on the sofa. But we have to get through to our next round, and it is a top 4 game. Don't go anywhere.
Mostrando o vídeo do like. Olha os Squishmallow ali.
Meu nome é Henrique Cuninari, eu sou de São Paulo mesmo, onde está ocorrendo o evento. Meu Pokémon inicial seria o Froak, porque meu Pokémon favorito é o Greninja.
Basic que não
Em 2017 eu comecei a jogar, mas não competitivo. Em 2022 eu comecei novamente a jogar e tal, aí que eu peguei bem o competitivo. Eu já joguei 2 Worlds. Foram de Yokohama em 2023 e Honolulu em 2024. Eu peguei uma final em no regional de Joinville. É dessa temporada ainda, a única final tirando essa. Aí eu tava me sentindo meio confiante, só que meio também nervoso. Igual nessa, só que lá eu fiquei meio bricado, eu não rodei muito bem. E agora nessa eu sentia que no primeiro jogo eu conseguia tudo que eu precisava.
Henry Kuninari, 1 game
away from becoming an international champion.
Eu escolhi um deck que eu já jogava há muito tempo. Aí eu sabia que eu tava muito confiante nele. No segundo jogo da final, quando eu dei um draw de uma outra bola, eu pensei, nossa, eu vou ganhar esse jogo, porque eu já tinha na mente a jogada. Aí era só faltar uma carta, e era essa carta o draw do turno, e aí eu pensei, eu vou ganhar essa.
Henry Kuninari will close out game number 2 with a powerful Burning Darkness and becomes your LAIC champion.
Eu tô me sentindo muito feliz, muito... Eu não sei muito se explicar bem, mas muito feliz, uma variação de muitos sentimentos.
Muito feliz.
Que eu sinto que eu estou cada vez melhorando. Eu vejo esse evento como uma parte dela, é uma parte de do que eu quero, uma parte do que eu busco. Tô bem feliz de ter qualificado para esse mundial. Eu acho que a partida mais épica seria o José Cruz, porque ano anterior ele tinha ganhado o North America International Nike. Eu acho que ele é bom. Meu objetivo é tanto me divertir, como fazer novos amigos e às vezes desestressar mesmo. Eu gosto tanto de jogar, quanto conversar com os meus amigos depois das partidas. Eu tô confiante.
Isso é bom.
Porque eu estou bem, eu estou constante, cada vez buscando mais.
Vai nessa, guri, vai nessa. Os fios ali na mesa.
Hello, you. Yes, welcome back to our coverage here. The Stuttgart Regional Championships coming up with a top 4 game. First of 2, you're joining myself, Benjamin Rabioti, and my glamorous co-host, Alex Dow. Alex, how are you feeling?
Rabioti, is it? I'm feeling great.
Oh, did I say Rabioti? Oh, sorry.
Benjamin Yard. Hello, my friend. Yeah, I'm feeling really excited for this. I'm just excited I'm here again. Once again, for a top 4 match alongside a good friend. Yeah, we've had an incredible weekend thus far, right?
Yes.
And it's still actually plenty of Pokemon to come as well. We've got this top 4. We like to try and showcase both top 4 matches, top 4A to begin with, and then send the B side to the other casters. But at the same time, there's some great matches still to come.
One of those other casters is me, by the way. B-roll. No, yeah, it's been a fantastic tournament, this fight. You know, we've come all the way this way at this point. We've seen some of the best Pokemon that's been played this season, and you know, in a format which is so varied, so wide open in terms of deck choice. We keep saying it. It's a main focal point at the moment of this meta, and you know, a great presentation thus far.
Yeah, it's incredible. And like, we've already had our top 8 feature match before, so we've had plenty of results come in. As we had that feature match on screen, of course, we was trying to, I think Ross and Freya were doing their best to try and keep you guys updated alongside the little updates on the actual overlay and the screen as well, which is fantastic because everyone wants to know what's happening, right? It's not just the feature match that's happening. We had that sort of top 9 asymmetrical top cuts, and now we're already beginning to head into the top 4. They've already amassed plenty of prize money, plenty of booster packs that they've won, plenty of championship points, but in reality, they're 2 matches away from taking down a regional title and earning themselves a direct invitation.
You know, it's crazy. We've got to the point where we started phase 1 with hundreds and hundreds of competitors from across the world, and now it's down to only 8, right? You know, 2 top 4 games. Sorry, down to 4, sorry, I should say. Down to 4 competitors, and you know, these people will be, you know, it's all about their mentality at this point. How do they confront the pressures of coming up with this game? There's so much on the line for all these players.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe, I've had words, our players are ready at the feature match, so let's send it straight down there. This will be our top 4A match between Nikolai, Steborg, and Ufa Axelsen. Ufa is someone we've already featured on the stream already. We've seen that he's piloting that Golden Go EX deck. He'll be up against a pretty unique take on Charizard EX as well. But we'll get a chance here. Just have a little look at Nikolai, of course. Get a chance to see all of those achievements thus far. I mean, it's a fairly consistent sort of results across the board, meeting and entering multiple phase 2 and finding themselves in top 16s previously. He's gone 2 places further, 2 places in the standings further, right here, right now in top 4. We have that Stockholm regional top 64 as well, and fantastic finishes at the ICs, and most recently into phase 2 at the Gdansk regional not too long ago. So definitely a player to keep an eye out for. And of course, we move over to Uther there on the screen now.
Yeah, a lot of recent achievements for both of these players, and it's something that we see time and time again now. You know, a lot of these players who are coming to the top standings have got, you know, only these achievements in the past couple of years. You know, like we said, how much in popularity Pokemon has recently. Ross has already said it. You know, we've had nationals where, you know, we wouldn't have even dreamed of coming up with the amount of players that are attending these events, and it's great to see, you know, some of these players making a name for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, making a name for themselves despite already being in these positions before. I mean, even more of a household name. That's where, you know, when you become a regional champion, everyone's going to know that you've taken a little bit of history and part of the Pokemon regional sort of structure, Pokemon trading card game, and you are part of the overarching history of the game going forward. And it's amazing to just be part of that sometimes.
Well, you know, you like to think of yourself as in that bracket, right?
Certainly, I'm part of the history.
Everyone loves Alex. Ooh.
Do I? Do they? Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
Well,
anyway.
I think so.
Well,
who knows? Who knows?
Look, they can join the ranks of regional champion as well if they just win 2 more rounds here. I mean, it's top 4A match. It's going to be a really good match. I mean, look, we've seen that kind of matchup between Charizard and Golden Gold before, earlier on today, in fact, with Drew Stevenson having overcome that Charizard EX deck. But this kind of unique take. We're going to see a lot of different combo pieces in Nikolai's deck right now. I've had the pleasure of speaking to Jesper, who's piloting the exact same archetype, and there's a lot of combo pieces that we're going to shortly be seeing. We're getting a little glimpse of some of the cards in his hand right now even. Just kind of just noticing, you know, does Pheasantipity start? Probably not ideal, but does have access to some of those supporters and key cards there. Prizes are being placed out here now. 2 metal energies on the right-hand side there for Uther. We're going to keep an eye out on those because they're needed to attack. There's only 3 in deck, so that could be massive for the rest of this matchup. But at the same time, when you're taking prizes, we double 2 Buddy Poffins, that Fan, Rotom, and Hoot, something you don't always see in Charizard EX decks, but our players are ready. Active Pokemons are in place. There's a handshake. We're kicking things off in this top 4A match here at the Stuttgart Regional Championships.
Yeah, and it's Nikolai that kicks us off here, just drawing that Pidgey. Not a bad Pokemon to top deck. Would have maybe rather the Buddy Poffin to go through the deck to maybe find something additional. And it's just a pass over to Uther.
Yeah, not the best start, but does get the Pidgey down, as you mentioned. Uther's going straight into the deck with that Nest Ball. We didn't really get a chance for Nikolai to go through what has been prized, but just whilst Uther is going through the deck, Ben, why don't you run me through exactly how Golden Go works?
So in your first initial turns, you want to be finding those Nest Balls and those Buddy Poffins to start getting set up. You are an evolving deck after all, but it's that Solrock and Lunatone, that new addition from our Mega Evolution set previous to Phantasmal Flames, that's really put Goldengo on the map. You can remain with a single prize board while still taking prizes thanks to that Cosmic Beam Solrock. This is something that Uther is going to be eyeing up, you'd imagine, this turn, if he can find a boss's orders or maybe a gusting option to knock out that Pidgey. And yeah, I mean, looking at the key features of the deck, there's so much draw, there's so much engine to this deck to find additional cards from your deck. You have the coin bonuses we've all known and loved in the past, but now it's that Lunar cycle, and it's so synergistic. You get to discard energy, you know, it's the abundance of energy, and there's the boss's orders for a Cosmic Beam knockout on the Pidgey. This is such a strong start for Uther.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're giving Nikolai an opportunity to use Flip the Script here, as we do see, there you go, a card we don't often see in a Charizard deck, that Terrapagos EX, really sort of gleaming there on the bench. We do get an Iono instantly played as well. Of course, Nikolai, this is your second turn, so now can play supporters. Couldn't play that Iono on his first turn, but we do have Flip the Script as well. So we're going to see 9 fresh new cards here as we just kind of get the final couple of cards from the Iono. So he's got the 6 in hand now. We are flipping the script, trying to turn up the tables on the head here. So we haven't yet seen any search cards from Nikolai's side. He hasn't even seen any Charmanders.
Does have a Hoot Hoot
right now. Does get one of his Hoot Hoots down. And we're in a position to have to pass again. Ufa, what else can we do here? Didn't get any gimmicks down.
No, and it doesn't need to at this point. I think what he's going to be eyeing up is another boss's orders, possibly on the Hootoots or the Pidgey at this point. You know, he's in a real advantageous position, despite the fact he does not have any Gimmighoul on the bench, because you're able to keep that one prize board state. I would like to think that Ufe is going to be prioritizing getting some Gimmighoul down this turn to start taking some 2 prize knockouts on his subsequent turns. And just going through the deck once more, the Earthen Vessel will find a Metal Energy and a Fighting Energy. Prioritizing that Metal maybe for next turn, like I said, you will want to be starting evolving into those Gold Dengos after this turn. But I mean, finding Boss here would be absolutely massive.
Yeah, does play the 3 copies of Boss in his list. But with Lunar Cycle, we may be able to find a way to draw straight into it if we're able to discard that Fighting Energy and draw 3. Got plenty of energies in hand now, but here we go. Lunar Cycle could be a massive 3 cards here. The coin just kind of countering that. There's a boss's orders.
Boss's orders. Just one of the gusting options that Ufe does play. Does also have the Prime Catcher as an option for gust as well. And there's the Hootoots going down to a Cosmic Beam. And Ufe putting himself in the driving seat in this top 4 game.
Yeah, no Gimmighoul down now, but has taken a second prize, going really sort of prize mapping for the 2-2-2 as an opportunity here. Pidgey going into the ad spot. Instant return of the Pidgeot being evolved up with that rare candy there as well. And it's now just on Nikolai to try and really stem the flow. I mean, there's no Gimmighoul, so there's no real big threat if you can maybe take out this Soul Rock, because Ufa is going to still need to find those Gimmighoul's at some stage to evolve up to the Golden Goals.
Yeah, you're putting his damage cap to only 70 with this Cosmic Beam. So no Gimmighoul on the bench will mean no big knockouts on any 2 prize Pokemon, as we've already established. But I still think Ufe is in a great position, despite that fact. He still has that single prize board state, and Nikolai's still not taking any prizes. But I would like to think he has to start putting the pressure down now. Another attachment to that Terapagos will put him in a position where he can start at least attacking and putting some damage on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we do get the Buddy Poffin for the selection of 2 Charmanders. We will need to use some of those big, tanky Charizard EX Pokemon to actually start swinging away at some stage. That's where you're doing a lot of damage. Who also comes down. We do have Area 0 under this as well. So now, of course, that Terapagos EX in play, we can expand our bench up to 8, which is a great way of kind of being able to just prepare ourselves as we do eye up that Duskull as well. So we've fitted in so many different cards. Dawn also coming down. I haven't really even seen Dawn in any of the games I've casted.
This is a fantastic card in this deck because there are so many pieces that you have to put together. You're playing multiple stage 1s, you're playing multiple stage 2s, and Dawn really helps you keep up with that momentum in this match. At least you're able to search out cards like Hootoots for that Jewel Seeker. You're able to find really important basic Pokemon that unlocks a lot of your deck, like that Area 0 Underdepths, and your multiple stage 2s, your Duskmars, your Pidgeot, your Charizard. This is the perfect deck for this card.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice way to unlock so many different pieces here. Looks like we've pissed up the Jet Energy as well. We're maneuvering the Terapagos EX into the active spot. We're going to swing away at this Soul Rock. You know, Ufa's board isn't actually that set up right now, and he can't draw cards unless he finds another Soul Rock once again. And that hand hasn't been that strong. It's been a lot of energies. Does top deck the Artisan. That's a massive pickup here, because that's one way to get another Soul Rock into play. But we forgot, 1 Soul Rock is prized. One now knocked out in the discard. That's not going to be the easiest way to get anywhere at all. But first, let's finish off the action of once an Artisan comes into play, Nikolai does have to discard from his board state, going back down to 5 Pokemon on his board.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily going to be worried about taking any prizes this turn. He's already got those really important 2 prizes to put himself ahead of the prize race. Now it's just getting set up for those Gold Dengos in the subsequent turns. He needs to start finding his Buddy Poffin. He needs to start finding maybe a Nest Ball for the Gimmighoul's. Artisan is a great pickup, but there's still a lot to do for Ufe. He doesn't want to be in a position where Nikolai takes 2 more prizes at this point before Ufe gets anything sort of set up.
Yeah, it does get that Nest Ball for that Pheasantipity EX as well. We know it has that fantastic ability. Flip the script, allowing you to draw 3 cards when one of your Pokemon have been knocked out on your opponent's last turn. So this is another way for Ufa really to just kind of draw multiple cards on this current turn to really set up that board state, because right now, because he hasn't been able to get any gimmicks down on a first or second turn of the game and was really just swinging away with the Soul Rock, we really need to have this turn. That's so important to just get these Pokemon down. Hits another Gimmighoul, so does have 2 on the board state now, which is a fantastic pickup.
Yeah, that is a great draw there, finding the Gimmighoul without having to find any sort of buddy pop. And oh, and there's the Professor's Turo picking up the Pheasantipede. I was just about to make the point that Nikolai would have loved to have seen that Pheasantipede come on boards to take an additional 2 prizes. Does top deck the boss's orders, can take 1 Gimmighoul out of the session right now. And over to Nikolai. What is he going to make here? He's going to opt to go through a Jewel Seeker, looking through his deck to find 2 trainer cards. As long as you have that terrestrialized Pokemon in play. Can't use Artis on this turn as well. He is bench locked at this point. So does he go for the Rare Candy Charizard at this point, or is he going to go for that Dusknoir?
I wonder which direction Nikolai's going to take. I mean, being able to effectively take 3 cards out of your deck of your choosing, of course, the Noctowl is limited to trainer cards. So any 2 trainer cards, so long as you have that terrestrial Pokemon in play, but then still has access to that Pidgeot EX's quick search as well. So let's see the direction that we're going down here. That Rare Candy looks like a pickup.
Now, something that just came to mind, this is going to be very dangerous at this point for Ufei. If he is able to find the Dusknoir, is going to be able to pop off on one of these Gimmighoul's here. Does have the boss's orders in hand to be able to gust this second Gimmighoul here as well to remove any threat on the board for Nikolai. And this would be an absolutely massive play if he's able to pull it off here.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to be a big turn, because we know we that have that boss's orders already in hand can then just leave Ufei with just that Lunatone in the active spot. Again, we get the Area 0 Underdeaths back online. Here we go. There's the Rare Candy Charizard straight up to use Infernal Rain, now to power itself up with some fire energies onto itself right now. It does have that Burning Darkness attack, which we know and love and have seen for so long now. That ramps up as your opponent takes more prizes. There's a Charmeleon as well, really sort of protecting the board. Rare Candy, Dusknoir, Curse Blast online, boss's orders.
This is a humongous play from Nikolai, with the fact that Ufei was unable to find any sort of extra outs to any Gimmighoul here. Nikolai, Curse Blast onto that Gimmighoul on the bench. Boss's orders, the additional one. This takes any problems that Nikolai may have had next turn, and leaving Ufei with no option to take 2 prizes next turn, because there are no options to get any Goldengo on the field.
Yeah, this is looking pretty dicey here for Ufei right now. I mean, just has that, or just will end up with that Lunatone on the board with that fighting energy, as we do get a nice stretcher as well. Maybe just kind of semi-prepping either a Noctowl or maybe even another Dusknoir back once again, just to kind of prep it for any further threats that Ufei may try to utilize on the board state. There's the Noctowl. We know how important that was. It was knocked out previously by that Soul Rock's Cosmic Beam. This is turning into a fantastic turn there. There is an announcement. Terrapagos EX with the knockout on the active. That unified beatdown, dealing plenty of damage. And Ufei's just got a lot to do here in this scenario with just that Lunatone.
Yeah, this is a pretty sad state of affairs for Ufei now. I don't know which approach he takes at this point. With 2 Gimmighoul in the discard pile, he does have 2 in the deck. Has to prioritize getting some Buddy Poffin and perhaps some sort of recovery from the extra for the extra Gimmighoul in the discard pile. He's safe knowing that there are no Duskull on the field for Nikolai, so he won't be able to do any sort of Curse Blasts for any sort of additional damage on field. Yeah, does go for that Super Rod.
Oh, mestre aí, tudo certo,
mestre? Straight back in the deck, maybe even a fighting energy as well as an extra out to Luna's Cycle.
Yeah, one of those things that Ufei could potentially try and do, and maybe why he's still playing it out as well, maybe if Nikolai misses a necessary knockout, if we could find a way to knock out that Noctowl that remains on the board right now. It has 70 HP. That's pretty simple for something like that Soul Rock to knock out with that Cosmic Beam, especially with that fighting energy that could be attached to it as well, with a Prime Catcher to gust it up. That could still put two prizes remaining.
Pô, deu bom box, hein? A gente tirou muita coisa parecida, né? Um Minimon, a gente tirou a Badomon Cortex, tirou um ilustrado e um normal, inclusive, né? A direção normal. Tu tirou um ilustrado, Tava vendo depois
Yeah,
a
like you
live
said,
de
if he
box.
is able to find some gust on this U2 tier,
O Hiro você tirou um também, né? Na log
prize
use.
cards away from taking the game.
Ah, são umas
And
coisas
the fact that
maneiras.
Nikolai can no longer use any sort of curse blast, at least you're in a good position that way, but it still remains. Ufe still
Passou
needs
se
to
pagou
find
legal,
something
aquele
to
Alter
get
F
that
sozinho
big
200
2
fila,
prize
velho.
knockout.
Yep, I know it's been a bit of a theme
Aquele
for us this
Alter F
weekend,
sozinho
destroying
200 fila.
circles and many different various shapes. Someone's called out that was a nice citrus berry for you there, Ben, from that drawing. But we do get that fighting gong now, grabbing another fighting energy. Straight into
Maneira
the hand,
mesmo.
of course, a fantastic inclusion for these decks that allow you
As
to
duas
have
boxes veio
a basic
premiada,
fighting
graças a Deus.
Pokemon or a fighting energy as instead. So it gives you kind of duality in terms of usage, which is really nice.
Yeah, it has to fit
Isso você deu uns busters de sorteio. Tem chance de nos busters que você sorteou e coisa pros caras. Tem chance de tirar a carta de raridade. Não, a minha foi ridícula. Eu já tinha certeza. O Minimum, quando tem na box, é um Minimum bom, ele é caro, tá ligado? Eu olhei e falei, mano, isso aqui paga a box, certeza, tá ligado? Ajuda a pagar a box. A hora que saiu a Kaguya ilustrada, eu falei, agora é certeza. Pô, aquela Kaguya também é beirando 200, 180, 170. Aquela Kaguya foi ridícula também. Foi as duas cartas mais caras que saiu. Tu tirou o Kimeramon também, mas você tirou o regular, né? Você tirou a raridade normal. O que eu tirei é o ilustrado. Você tirou um Kimeramon também.
You know, it isn't affected by anything like resistance or weakness. So it's just the base 70 there, despite Terapagos being weak to fight.
Em valores da minha veio maior um pouco por causa da Kaguya mesmo. A Kaguya nivelou pra cima a minha. Senão a gente ia tirar basicamente os mesmos valores.
So this is going to be quite an important pickup here. You know that Pheasantipity is kind of waiting on the back burner, on the bench there. We do get the second Charizard.
Sim.
EX ready.
O Core ilustrado é mais caro também.
So again, Infernal Rain gets one energy attachment. So only one energy is available there. But when you have access to Super Rods and Night Stretchers, you usually can get them back. So you have two big Pokemon swinging away when you need to.
Yeah, I'm going to retract the previous comments about knocking out the Hutu, because then that would enable Nikolai to do any sort of
O Abadamon Core normal já vale um tanto legal. E o Kimeramon normal também vale. Tá ligado? Também vale. Então foram bastante cartas de raridade alta. A box tende a vir umas 8 cartas de raridade alta na média. Tem vez que vem mais, tem vez que vem menos, né? Mas a média é umas 8. Foi isso aí basicamente que tu tirou.
Display of this very unique take on Charizard EX there. We didn't see it in full flow because obviously we didn't see things like that fan Rotom being able to pick up the right pieces. We get a chance to see exactly what went down here. That Terapagos was really kind of the main option to attack, using Unified Beatdown to really just wipe out the only attack or only threat in play from Ufa's side of the board. And it was this particular turn. Once we were able to establish Charizard EX just kind of ready as well. But we also had that rare candy into the
Terazard, né, como falam.
ready to go. Bosses
Terazard com this.
Curse Blast on the other. Doesn't matter if I'm giving
Quer comprar Sinister? O legal da Sinister é pra quem gosta de Digimon vilão. Uma box só de vilão. Eu comprei uns Buster na minha cidade quando veio. Uma box só de vilão. Só de vilão. Tanto que eu tenho uma Limitimon nova que saiu, mó bonita ela. Ah, passa.
But for Nikolai, you know, showing off the strength of this deck, it's so sequence heavy. But if you're able to find those pieces, you know, you are just going to be able to steamroll, like you rightly said, over your opponents, regardless of what they're playing. Because you play the Noctowl, because you play the Pidgeot, you unlock so much potential with such a big range of cards in our format.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what makes this take a little bit more unique as we get a chance.
Essa box do Time Stranger, que é a próxima que vai vir, né? A BT24. É, ela parece bacana, velho. Tem umas cartinhas legais lá. Bonitas, cara.
And then on Nikolai's side as well, also a couple of those nest balls there. Pheasantipity, we know how important that was. We do kick things off. This is game 2 of our top 4A match here. Looks like Nikolai starting us off. He opens that fan Rotom, so we'll be able to use Fan Call on that first turn, which is probably exactly what you're after when you're piloting this deck.
Boy, what a start from Nikolai there. Not only starting with that fan rotor, with that fan call ability, but also having the buddy popping in hand to find those crucial.
Inclusive essa semana aí que passou, né?
Skull if he needs to.
Esses tempos aí,
You know,
saiu o Avatar, né? O collab do Avatar no Magic. Cara, as cartas tão bonitas. Tava vendo a galera lá fazendo pré-release.
You have multiple Pokemon that can attack.
Bacana.
In,
Tem maneirinho.
to your average Charizard deck with cards like Terrapago
É.
EX. Yeah, I mean,
Cabox aqui no Brasil é foda, é muito maior o preço, tá ligado? Chega aqui nos 700 conto no mínimo. Complicado. Mas, tipo, que nem fazendo as metazinhas e tal, principalmente se você revender essas cartas aí que tu tirou, dá pra complementar e comprar meia box, tá ligado? Alguns busters. Que é dinheiro que rotaciona e vira dinheiro. Dinheiro nasce, né? Vende, passa e vira dinheiro de novo. Que seja isso, né?
Kind of gives you so many different means to dealing with multiple different board states. So you are very kind of reactionary to what your opponent is doing and playing.
Eu geralmente tendo a não ficar muito com as coisas não. Eu tiro, eu já tento passar o mais rápido possível o que eu tenho. Que eu sei como que TCG é bolsa de valores, tá ligado? Hoje a carta vale nada, às vezes amanhã, por algum uso, ela sobe lá no caralho ou cai, né? Ela tá hypada e cai o valor também, subitamente. Então eu prefiro não ficar segurando muito não, carta. Tipo, se eu vejo que a carta tem potencial, talvez eu segure. Mas tipo, só quando eu tenho muita certeza, tá ligado? Geralmente eu só pego e laço pau e mando embora tudo. Só aqui tá as sobrinhas, ó lá. O Digimon aqui tá tudo aqui do lado, ó. Box. Olha lá. Eu deixei toda ela separada, né, ó lá. Fiz toda a separação por cor, ó lá. Então, tipo, de um lado tá uma cor, ó lá, começou os bebezinhos, vai seguir no código, do outro lado também vai seguir na outra cor. Tá por código, né? Então o código organiza. E aqui eu fiz um kit, basicamente de todas as cartas de valor menor, né? As comuns até as raras que valem pouco. Em sequência lá. Vão seguir em sequências comuns a Maria aparecendo ali, colocando foi pouco no cenário. Foi pouco ali, valeu, mestre, inclusive. Adoro abraçada com ele. Aí eu pegou ele lá de fora e aí ela me obrigou a pegar essa chance aqui, ó. Na Black Proud. Foi mais caro que foi pouco, obviamente. Sim, exatamente. Eu sempre faço isso, ó. A carta que eu sei que a negociação já é um valor um pouco maior, eu também deixo ela separada. Eu também deixo ela separada. Aqui é tudo carta menos de R$1, basicamente. Ou no máximo R$2, R$3. Não, tem muitas. Pera aí. A Maria é uma colecionadora de pelúcia. Olha isso aqui. É o cenário no fundo, basicamente. Toda pelúcia. Tipo. Aqui é premiação de campeonato, que na loja que tem aqui na minha cidade tem, né, pelúcia pra vender. Então, bastante vezes eu já peguei de premiação ao invés de carta pelúcia pra ela. Várias delas. A maioria é Pokémon ali. E tem aquelas maquininhas, né, de você colocar dinheiro, estilo gacha, que você vem com a garrinha e pega, né? Ela gosta de jogar. Tem vezes que ela pega, tem vezes que não. Aí tem alguns ali que foi dessas máquinas também. Mas de Squishmallow mesmo, original, né, de Pokémon, as oficiais, é aquela chance ali, foi pouco que eu trouxe. Olha que eles são nas bordas, né? São nas bordas. É os dois. O resto é tudo pelúcia pirata. Não, acho que isso daqui é o original também. Isso daqui eu comprei na F. No Anime Frame. Não, aqui é o Growlithe. Não, Arcanine não, é o Growlithe mesmo. Deixa eu pegar ele pra você ver. O Growlithe mesmo. Então o Jigglypuff escondido atrás, inclusive. Ele é uma montanha. Growlithe também, é verdade. Growlithe também é. Tem bastante até original. Mas vou lembrar.
through that asymmetrical
Caguei
top
o
cut. It's
chão
currently
também.
1-0 with his
Eu
Dragon Bolt
vi,
and Dust
meu bem
Mite
passou em
against
cima da cadeira.
Ravens.
Aí, ó.
Charizard deck. He knows that's not necessarily a matchup he always wants to see, but
Um
if there's going
Growlitzinho,
to be
mano.
one Charizard player who can make
Não é
it turn
canal,
it
não. É o
around,
Growlit
it will
mesmo.
be Irvin. But yes, right now in that
Growlit é um
top match,
Pokémon que traz muita
Christian
gente,
in
né?
one
É um
game
cachorrinho, cara. Não tem
against
como não
Irvin.
gostar.
Yeah, and
É.
I still keep going back to this
Olha lá, o
one
rabinho
player. It just
fofinho,
keeps
cara.
running through my mind at this point because
Muito
with
bem
that
feitinho esse
Nikolai
aqui. É
has
piratão,
the
mas
Dust-
bem
the Dust
feitinho.
Skull,
Peludinho aqui na
Charmander
frente, ó.
on
Parece
board,
pelo
he
mesmo,
gives
tá
himself
ligado?
the option of taking
G.
out two of these gimmicks
Muito
as
bom.
he'd had in the last
Ela adora essas
If
pelúcias.
he's
Então
able
tem uma
to find the
coleção aqui,
pieces,
velho. Fui
one
comprando,
Dust
comprando,
Mite
comprando.
Candy into Dusknoir
Por isso que quando
would be
você viajou,
fantastic.
a Maria ficou sabendo que ela tava vendo esse foi pouco aqui no Brasil e tava sempre muito caro. Perguntou, será que ele acha mais barato lá? Eu falei, ó, vou perguntar. Aí você achou a 30 pilas, basicamente. Eu falei, meu Deus do céu, velho. Mais barato não, porque essa porra no Brasil é 300. Essa porra no Brasil é 300 conto, é bizarro. Cara, se eu achasse mais um desse aqui vendendo lá, eu te mandava, né, de presente. Eu comprava e ele mandava. Eu tenho que ver se ainda tem. O Growlit eu não lembro se tem mais um. Tem que ver se ainda tem lá. Eu comprava e te mandava, porque esse aqui é barato até lá, tá? Não é caro não. Mandava um.
Phantasmal Flames Charmander, which has that fantastic agile ability. If it has no energy attached, it has no retreat cost, which is very cool as well. Not something you would see too often because you want to be using those 70 HP Charmanders, but here comes the Charizard into the spot then.
Yeah, and at least Ufe is safe knowing that a single prize is taken at this point. If he's able to find a response knockout on this Charizard, this would put him in a much better position. Good thing for Nikolai was able to find the Charmander on board. It is his only acceleration to start attacking. But I mean, look at Nikolai's board state. It's so intimidating, isn't it? I mean, look at the amount of options he has. The Hootoots, you know, with the dual seeker ability and the quick surge, it opens up so many different options for him, despite, you know, whatever your opponent's doing.
É, cara, é certinho, ele é muito bem feitinho. Não é original não esse aqui. Esse aqui não é original não. Esse aqui é made in China. Esse é made in China, mas é bonitinho, bem feitinho também.
Cherry-picked cards of your own because of that Noctowl, because of the Pidgeot.
Ah, ô louco, o mestre tá aqui faz tempo, cara. Eu cheguei nele faz mais de um ano, tá ligado? Quando ele tava começando a fazer umas lives de World 3 lá, fazendo conteúdo. E quando estourou, né, o canal dele envolvendo o Digimon, eu cheguei nele. Desde então eu acompanho ele, tá ligado? Direto, não é de hoje não, saca? Faz um tempo bom já.
We have Pheasantipity down
Saca?
as well, so we have that option as an additional flip the script draw. Here comes a Fighting Gong, Fighting Energy, also to hand now, so Lunar Cycle is available at the same time.
A cada dia eu acho um Pokémon diferente na bagunça do Heitor. Minha mãe vai dando e devolvendo. Pelo menos ele gosta de Pokémon, né? Pelo menos ele gosta de Pokémon.
Look at the two prizes that Ufe's put on board at this point. He's
Tem
put the
bastante.
Golden down, he's put the Pheasantipity down. This confirms he is safe. He is safe knowing that if he can find the knockout on this Charizard, at least he puts himself 2 prizes up in this game. He feels confident at this point that this is the turn. This is the point I find that big knockout and swing the game in my favor.
Yeah, love those potato drawings. We're seeing some more pairs, are they? Seeing some more draw.
Nossa, o Nuzlocke, você quer voltar mesmo no Nuzlocke, mas sério mesmo? Eu tenho um azar desgraçado. Não sei se eu não tô, né? Eu tenho um RNG desgraçado. Se a gente terminar uma run, vai ser um milagre. A bola rosa gorda. Cara, pior que ela é bonitinha, olha as orelhas. Você mexe, ela mexe as orelhinhas também. As orelhinhas não é dura. Ela mexe. É grande, cara. Isso aqui, ó. Tá pra minha cabeça, bicho. Tá maior que a minha cabeça, grande. Foi do mesmo tamanho que ela. Ela, ela tem um padrão de tamanho.
And really just continue to apply so much pressure to his opponent's board. Is a Fighting Gong now. It's just going to be another fighting energy being grabbed, it looks like, but I can't see a metal energy.
Marmão de 33 anos gastando pelúcia com a namorada de fuder, né, velho? Marmão de 33 anos nas costas, gastando em pelúcia com a namorada. nada, não é nem pra fio. O Digimon é difícil. O Digimon ele tem muito figure. O Digimon tem mais figure. A parada do Digimon é mais na figure. Só que aqueles bonequinhos, você trouxe um de fora, né, Matt? Deixa eu pegar aqui pra você ver que o Vinci me deu essa cal. E aí eu tava até sorteando aqui. Que é aqueles bonequinhos que você trouxe uma vez, lembra? Olha lá, que é eles vestidos com a roupa dos Digisfolidos, né, dos Summers. Eu tenho um pacote aqui, eu peguei 2, né? Um pra mim, que tá lá na sala, todos eles. Aí, ó. Um pra mim, eu deixei lá na sala e eu sorteio um todo mês aqui, tá ligado? Pra galera. Então, esse tipo de coisa tem, tá ligado? É até meio chato de achar mesmo assim. Mas esse tipo de coisa tem. Agora, pelúcia mesmo, de fato, difícil de encontrar. De fato é mais raro. É, foi o Guilherme. O Guilherme ganhou, né? Tem que trouxe um.
You did. We saw a prime catcher, so that could be a nice pick. Easy sort of choice to try and target down another 2-prizer like that Pheasantipity, which is in range of a Burning Darkness now dealing a 40 damage.
Foda é que qualquer envio.
So that could be an easy 2-prizer there.
Sim, o foda é que qualquer envio pra região Nordeste, se não for propriamente do Nordeste, fica uma nota. Tá muito caro. Não tem pra onde correr, tá ligado? Se for PAC ou Sedex, fica caríssimo.
Being utilized as well. Those 2 Noctowls are a massive threat just because of how great of a support card they can be with so many sort of terrestrial Pokemon currently in play as well. Just cherry picked a card there. Couldn't quite see exactly what that was. I'm not too sure if you got a glimpse of that, Ben.
Nope. Didn't see that. Sorry. Does have boss's orders and prime catcher, another Charizard and the Noctowl in hand. This is pretty good for
boss's
Nikolai.
orders just for now as well. Maybe that's just an easier way without having to expend the prime catcher. There you go. That's the big target on its back right now. That Pheasantipity with enough damage that you're dealing with that Burning Darkness. You're going to be swinging away, taking 2 prizes. Burning Darkness announced down to 3 prize cards remaining. 3 prize cards away from making the final here at the Stuttgart Regional Championships. Uface is going to need to find some massive knockouts and also some way to just stem the flow a little bit here.
I'm unsure I can see any way out for Ufe at this point. Nikolai has the Duskull already prepped on the bench, and Ufe's in no position to take that knockout. 1 prize isn't going to help you at all at this point. And with already a Charmeleon on the bench, he has another Pokemon he can take knockout with, despite the fact that already another Charizard in the active as well. For Ufe, this is pretty difficult as a board state can be. I think last turn was really where he had to gain momentum in this game, and unfortunately missing that. Oh, you know, this is. I don't know if
calculando se precisa de 2 Noctowl ou não.
a way forward for in this game.
But you're going to have to play to your outs right here, right now. He's used the Artisan, which does impact Nikolai's board. He does lose the Pheasantipity and a Hoot there as well. He's kept the Duskull. Took a bit of a moment to make that decision because it's such an important scenario to be in, because utilizing Curse Blast from either the Dusclops or the Duskull can be so pivotal in trying to make your prize mapping work. But then this is what the board state he's left himself with that Pidgeot, with that Hoot, with that Duskull right now, as we do see a superior energy retrieval from Ufe. We do see a Lunar Cycle. Can we find the Metal Energy? We hit the Earthen Vessel, so at least we're going to be swinging away with a Golden Go EX right here, right now as well. But then it's just whether we find enough energy cards to take a knockout.
I think his only option at this point is to try and mitigate the play with the Duskmar to take a knockout on one of the single prizes and then take an additional 2 on one of these Golden Goes. I think Ufe really needs to prioritize this Pidgeot EX right here, only because it limits any potential plays here. With that quick surge ability, we know how strong it is to be able to find those final pieces. Nikolai still needs Rare Candy. He still needs the Duskmar. So at least taking out that Pidgeot, you're lowering the chances, if not just a little bit.
I just saw 3 random circles on the screen there, Ben.
Right, I'm going to draw on your face in a minute.
Right. I mean, it was just all over the place. Anyway, but yeah, I think you're right. It is important to try and maybe take down that Pidgeot. We know we have. Oh no, we used the Prime Catcher, didn't we?
We've used the Prime Catcher, so
it
it's
has to be a boss's orders.
only boss's orders that are going to be an option. So finding those energy cards are just going to be made that a little bit more difficult. No
Yes.
supporters to find any sort of extra energy, but at least drawing into those earthen vessels this turn will be beneficial to try and find additional, of course.
We did get that one-off dark energy,
yeah.
you know, utilized just for that Monkey Dory that Ufa plays, as we do see a coin bonus for one additional card there as well. What do we get? It looks like
Fine
Arven.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
probably not going to help from this scenario. Do we get something like that boss's orders?
I feel like you have to play the boss's orders here. You're
Do we
kind
have
of,
one?
Yeah, we definitely have the
Okay,
boss's orders.
fine,
yeah.
fine. I'll believe
or maybe
you.
going for the Arven. I mean, I'd go for the boss's orders. I mean,
If there is one.
yeah. No, the boss's orders is there.
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
I was
fine.
right.
So he was just picking the Arven to be discarded,
I
just
think
to get those energies. Yeah, I think you have to go for the Pidgeot, like you said, just to limit any sort of chance that Nikolai might have, just to cherry pick what he would like. Yeah, that boss's orders is being eyed up right now. We'll need 6 energy cards, but can only target down the Terrapagos. Maybe only has access to 5 energy cards in his hand.
At least with this Terrapagos, you're not...
just choosing, maybe not even to knock it out for the moment.
Didn't have enough energy?
I think there was one more there, but yeah, this is a kind of an interesting decision here with 200 damage. There was one more energy in hand, but maybe just trying to trap the Terrapagos for the moment.
I would have thought so. I mean, if you're not going to be able to find knockout this turn, I guess this is the best option to you. Terrapagos with a 2 energy requirement to get to retreat out of the active, but does play quite a lot of jet energy, I will say, Nikolai. But I'm really unsure for Ufe at this point. And here comes the quick search. Rare Candy, Dust Noir, and with this jet energy, will be able to find game at this point if he does already have it in hand. The Dust Noir being popped off on one of either the Lunatone or the Solrock. You see here, there's a smaller HP Pokemon here, 110 HP, will be within range of the Curse Blast, putting Nikolai only 2 prize cards away, with this Goldengo already in the active, making it susceptible to a Burning Darkness for game.
Yeah, absolutely. We get the Noctowl right now, being able to cherry pick 2 pieces, does pick up the Rare Candy, so it looks like we're going in that direction. Can choose either or, that's Solrock or Lunatone. There comes an Ultra Ball as well, but I think we already have the Dustwire in hand. Rare Candy, Dustwire, Curse Blast is live. Prime Catcher available as well on any of the Golden Goes, and I think that should be more than enough when you're giving away a prize from the Curse Blast as well. Your opponent then has taken 3 prize cards, plus 90 plus your 180, getting 270. There's Curse
Caralho,
Blast
essa
on
sensibilidade desse
Solrock.
plano tá
That's
boa,
a
eu quase nem
massive
toco
knockout.
nele, ele
Down
já
to 2
sabe que é pra
prizes
desligar.
remaining, and it's just a Burning Darkness. He just needs to announce it. There it is. Burning Darkness, 270 damage. Handshake. Nikolai makes it all the way to your final here at the Stuttgart Regional Championships.
What a dominant display from Nikolai.
Já? Nossa, ele já ganhou, pô.
Of the engines that he has
Cara, jogou mesmo.
available to him, has the quick search,
Jogou,
has
jogou,
the,
jogou.
Jewel Seeker as well. So many different combination plays that he's shown off in both games there. You know, all credit to him. It's a lot to ask for a player of this caliber to come even this close to a regional championships with such a complex deck, you know, and I mean, you know, just showing off as we get here on the replay.
Yeah, the replay here just kind of demonstrating in game 1, despite Ufe taking the sort of initiative with that Solrock Cosmic Beam, there wasn't really much of a setup from Ufe's side. Anytime he did, and this was the moment when he did get those 2 Gimme Ghouls down, Nikolai had that combo again because of the Noctowl, because of the Pidgeot, had the Charizard, had the boss's orders, so could Curse Blast one of the Gimme Ghouls and then take down the other with a Burning Darkness attack, or even just a Unified Beatdown attack. And then from then onwards, Ufe just really wasn't able to get going with all those combo pieces that Nikolai was pulling together and really sort of wiping out the board. And it just got a bit too late at points because Ufe missed a potential big knockout or chance to take a big knockout, could only hit 70 in the Charizard. There was 2 prizes and that was all she wrote. Game 2, Ben.
Yeah, game 2, Nikolai was able to set up once more, starting that fan call in this circumstance was only to his benefit, was able to search out the Pidgey, the Hootoots, the Noctowls to get up and running. I mean, for Ufe was able to set up quite nicely, but it was actually the mid-turns in which he missed out here was unable to find those extra energy for those big 2 prize knockouts, and unfortunately for him, just was not able to keep up with Nikolai's board states. I mean, as we've already mentioned, the Pidgey, the Pidgeot, sorry, the Noctowl. There were so many different ways that Nikolai could have gone ahead in that matchup. That, you know, it just wasn't enough for Ufei.
Yeah, and it was just this massive knockout because he missed a potential big swing into a Charizard EX. We know that Burning Darkness was dealing more than enough to take out that Fezandipity, and we tried to slow the game down with a 200 Make It Rain on that Terapagos EX, but when you have all the pieces, just all the combo here, it was the same as that kind of game one, targeting those smaller HP Pokemon, having the Charizard in the active spot after that Prime Catcher, and a massive Burning Darkness. 270 damage after Ufei had to take a prize because of Dustmar that sent him all the way to the final.
Yeah, and what a showing it was, and what a deserved finalist as well.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I've already mentioned how complex the deck must be to run, and especially going through all of phase 1 and phase 2. There's so much on your mind with a deck like that, right? You know, you've got so many different engines, and with deck search, it's way different to draw, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, with deck search, you're building your deck around those one-off choices and those specific game states. So, you know, it's a little bit of an extra bit of spice, I would say, to what your Goldengo deck is, where you're drawing into your outs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're maximizing the outs that you have in a deck like that, you know, you're playing the 4 of Buddy Buddy Poppins, you're playing the 4 of Nest Balls. Your main goal, effectively, because you play any sort of Fan Rotom deck, is just to get that out, because then Fan Call on your first turn really and truly unlocks absolutely everything. Then again, we saw in game 1, actually, he didn't even need to. He just started and opened with the Terapagos. He had the Fezandipity. His Pidgey was gusted up and knocked out. I don't think there was much Ufei could do other than that. But then it unlocked the Fezandipity, flipped the script. He was drawing so many more cards. And it just didn't even matter that he had that slower turn without the Fan Rotom, because he then eventually got the Hoots, got the Pidgey into a Pidgeot, and then just kind of took over the game from then onwards.
I mean, we've seen in this tournament how strong both variants are of Charizard, right? I mean, we've seen the regular, more linear Charizard that we've seen before make the top tables, where you're just playing the Dustmar and Pidgeot. But in this circumstance, playing the addition of Noctowl as well as the new addition to the deck, which is Dawn. Being able to find your stage 1s, your stage 2s, it kind of all comes together as a bit of a symphony, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just, you can see the synergies. I mean,
Yeah.
just with the Fan Rotom, because you're getting so many of those single prizes, the colorless ones. And, you know, we saw a bit of the combo where you can kind of get the Fan Rotom into a Noctowl, or sorry, Hoot into Noctowl. That gets you the Pidgey, and then it rare candied into the Pidgeot, because you can grab rare candy. I mean, there's a couple of things I just want to highlight, and I think it's really cool to kind of watch back on. It was one particular decision that Ufei had to make here. We do have, for example, you know, he didn't have much going on.
No.
He had 2 choices in terms of a knockout. He had, with that Cosmic Beam, dealing 70 damage, he had the choice between the Hoot or the Pidgey. Now, typically, you'd think the Pidgey is kind of the big scary problem, because you can kind of evolve it up into the Pidgeot EX. But what we've seen, even from previous tournaments as well, is that just by thinking about targeting that Hoot instead, because that enables you typically to get the rare candy, to get the Pidgeot, because you can get rare candy Ultra Ball. And then that's kind of the decision that Ufei had to make. You had to hope that maybe Nikolai didn't have rare candy Pidgeot raw straight in the hand already, and that's exactly what we saw. That's why he had to decide and actually target down that Hoot in the end as well.
I feel like in those earlier tunes, you want to go for that Hoot, only because, I mean, I know in this circumstance, you already have the Terapagos on the field, so that Jewel Seeker is available. But Hoot in the earlier turns are finding those trainer cards. I feel like in those later turns, you're finding cards like Charizard, like Dustmar to come up with those combination plays. So going for Jewel Seeker is actually the better option, because I feel like even if they did have rare candy Pidgeot, you know, you'll still be able to find whatever else.
Yeah, and that was exactly it. That boss's orders onto that Hoot. And it just meant that, you know, that unfortunate Lunar Cycle didn't grab something like a Buddy Buddy Poppin alongside that, because that would be a completely different game.
It would have been.
But at
100%.
the same time, because we have to be taking prizes, because it's still representing a single prize board state and taking out that Hoot, it was just one of those things where it was unfortunate for Ufei that Nikolai could actually just promote the Pidgey and then just evolve straight into the Pidgeot as well.
Hoot's easier to find for Nikolai's circumstance than a rare candy Pidgeot, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's come a lot of awkward decisions, and that's just sometimes it just has to be telepathed the same way. Just like we saw with the fighting energy attachment to the Soul Rock after eventually having all those golden goals in play and just couldn't find that knockout, so had to just start attacking with the Soul Rock again in game 2. And it's just sometimes just a little bit telepathed, and there's not much you can do about it.
No, not at all. But looking back at the tournament, though, going back to it, you know, let's come out of the game for a second. Nikolai's made the final. Would you have ever expected a deck like this to make the final?
I mean, look, this is the credit to all of our players that they get to be a bit more creative with what they're doing in terms of the decks. I mean, look how many stage 2s are in that deck. The stage 1s and stage 2s in that deck. We saw Dawn being utilized properly for the first time. And then, you know, I think we can go back to that final turn. Just have a little look at the replay of that final turn as well, because this is where it really popped off, right? This is something you've been looking at quite closely as well, where he got the pieces, the rare candy from get into the Dust Mars and targeting the smaller HP Pokemon, and then make sure, you know, just showcase exactly why this deck was so good.
Right, I'm going to go in circles now. Right, of course, we have the Dustmar here. We know that Nikolai is able to have these plethora of different ways of getting around the prized race, has cards like Briar, but it's really the Dustmar which is showing off the strength of this deck, because it is so easy to set up. You're able to take out smaller HP Pokemon that the Goldengo has, just like the Lunatone or the Solrock, and then reducing the amount of prizes required for your opponent is only increasing the damage output of that Burning Darkness. And of course, being on 3 prize cards exactly, you're putting yourself within range to knock out those Goldengos. 270, you know, is it more than 260 as we know? Is it? Hang on.
Good math. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna have you after this. So does put himself then within range of taking the game with 1 knockout, taking those last 2 prizes. So yeah, I mean, you know, all credit to Nikolai. It's heavily reliant on sequencing, isn't it? And you know, we all give credit to players who are able to take these sorts of decks to big tournaments and take advantage. So yeah, all credit to Nikolai, like I say, once more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought you were going to start drawing all over the overlay again with all the prizes, you know, then kind of indicating the 30 additional damage. But yeah, I know it took a moment. That Burning Darkness dealing more than enough. And of course, you know, very gracious. Just that handshake. Congratulations to both our players. Just to even be in top 4, right?
Yes.
And then even progress for our player to make it to the final as well, which is just like an incredible achievement. But Ufe's been in these kind of positions before. He's had that kind of top 8 at UIC, and again, he's had another incredible run. But it's just on Nikolai now to just go one more step further and become a regional champion.
I mean, it's still a mad result, right? Top 8 in such a big tournament.
Well, top 4.
Well, top 4. Sorry, I keep saying top 8, top 4. It keeps going too quick. But let's have a listen to an interview with our winner of our last round. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am here with our first Stuttgart Regional Champion finalist. Does Nikolai Stierbock start to look at today?
Thank you.
So I have to ask, first of all, when you came on your flight to Stuttgart, did you think that you would be in top cut, playing a match against someone who you could have played against at Allerod Library, being interviewed by someone who you could have been playing against at Allerod Library?
So when I went on the flight, I had got my deck in the hands first day. My deck is made by the greatest deck builder of Europe, Oscar Masson, and I didn't know what to play. And he gave me the deck, and I was like, I guess we play this. Then I had one night of testing, and I quickly found out that the deck is basically a cheat code.
A cheat? I mean, in what way? I mean, you had to like go in build a bit more depth for that.
First of all, it's a deck that want to go first in this format. I have went first every single game 1 of today and yesterday, and I've been playing a lot of decks in my time. I have never played a deck that felt this powerful, this consistent. So it basically feels like a cheat code that wasn't discovered yet.
Well, I mean, your score kind of proves that, right? We were
just falando que o Zard é roubadão, hein?
Your only 3 ties was 1 natural tie in round 4 and then just 2 IDs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I took the IDs hoping to get into top cut without having to play the asymmetrical, and it kind of worked, so.
Yeah. And then how did it feel? Yeah, you find out you're in top 4, and then you're up against Ufa, like one of our locals. I mean, how was the vibe during the match?
I actually liked it. It's my first stream match, and I kind of liked the fact that it was just like playing at locals. But but a bigger stage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, I feel like you've been kind of like punching close like a bigger result for a while now. You've been playing good decks, you've been playing consistently, but this is your first really like big breakthrough result. I mean, you're already in the finals, and that's like amazing enough. But if you were to go ahead and win the whole thing, what would that mean to you?
Well, it would mean a lot. I don't believe in second places. I don't believe that second place is an accomplishment.
Ele é igual o Pavan, segundo é o caralho, filho. Ou ganha ou não vale mais nada. Era melhor ter ficado em terceiro. Se for pra final, que é pra ganhar.
I mean, we were talking a bit on stream about how like new players like yourself are like coming in, putting the practice in and showing, if you put in the dedication, you could be up there. I mean, you're here now in the finals after not that long playing. So I guess one nice thing to end on, who helped you get there? Is there anyone you'd like to say, you mentioned Oscar Madsen already, of course. Is there anyone like you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, I would like to thank everybody who tested with me to make sure I'm always ready, I'm always prepared. I would like to thank my mom and my girlfriend for always supporting me. Like, I traveled so much. I was in EliasXD last week, so not being home and still have the support from back home, it feels amazing.
Yeah, I bet it does. Once again, stolt tillykke today. That's big congratulations in Danish, in case any of you didn't know. And we are going to be ready very, very soon with our next top 4 match. So don't go anywhere to find out who Nikolai's going to be facing in the finals.
Hello Pokemon trainers, my name is Benjamin and I'm here to take you through some of the highlights of our newest set in the Pokemon TCG, Journey Together. Journey Together not only introduces new cards into our meta, but also brings back an ever popular mechanic the game first introduced 20 years ago, and what the competitive metagame has not actually seen for 10 years. The new Trainers Pokemon mechanic was actually first teased all the way back in Worlds 2024, and the excitement for the possible trainers that could be featured was electric. The wide variety of trainers included in these new cards could span across various regions and games, showcasing some of the fans' favourite trainers and most importantly, their acclaimed Pokemon. But of course, it's not just trainers and their Pokemon that could be introduced. Items, tools and even stadium cards are all part of the bundle, allowing players to adapt their entire deck around a specific package of cards all aligned to one specific trainer. Now let's take a look at some of these standout inclusions from the new set, all based around these new trainers. First up on our trainers list is N, and we can't start talking about N until we take a look at N Zoroark EX, a powerful darkness type Pokemon with a bunch of tricks up its sleeve. Armed with its reputable trade ability, this card is perfect for players who want to draw cards and increase their consistency. With its Night Joker attack, a player's N Zoroark EX can attack with one of their benched N's Pokemon's attacks for their turn. And with many Pokemon under N's arsenal, most notably with N's Reshiram and N's Darmanitan, players can opt for a more varied approach to taking their game to their opponents. Players can easily accelerate energy and synergize with N's Zoroark EX's trade ability with the new N's PP Up item card, allowing them to attach those important basic energy cards from their discard pile. And once more, to help them stream those ongoing attacks, is the new N's Castle Stadium card. Next up on our trainers list is Hop. Featured within the set is a plethora of different Hop cards, most notably in Pokemon such as Hop's Zacian EX, Hop's Snorlax, but also tool cards such as Hop's Choice Band. Hop's cards present a perfect example of harmonious synergy. Whilst Hop's Zacian's EX's first attack Insta Strike does not seem as intimidating with its 30 damage, pairing it with Hop's Choice Band, Hop's Snorlax's extra helpings ability, and the post-quick Stadium card, Hop's Zacian EX is now doing a massive 120 damage to their opponent's active Pokemon, and for no energy cost. With a number of additional Pokemon in its stockpile such as Hop's Cramorant, and other Pokemon such as Blood Moon's Lunar EX, the continuous and consistent damage slowly overloads their opponent and grinds down their board state of submission, showcasing just another style of play in another trainer archetype. Another trainer on our list is Iono. Iono's Belly Baltiac shines bright, being paired with a huge range of cards supporting its two main features. Firstly, its ability Electric Streamer allows players to attach as many basic lightning energy from their hand to one of their Iono's Pokemon,
and secondly, its attack Thunderous Bolt deals a very respectable 230 damage. Where Iono really shows great consistency is with Iono's Kilowatt Roll. Its ability Flashing Draw gives players a way of drawing up to 6 cards in hand if they can discard a basic lightning energy from the Pokemon. Paired with Iono's Belleville TX's Electric Streamer and with various methods of consistency bringing basic energy to the player's hand, players can more comfortably draw into the cards they need and execute this strategy more effectively. And finally, we have the fan favourite Lily. Although Lily has a great set of cards, we will focus specifically on one card from the collection, which is Lily's Clefairy EX, a great gem from this set. Lily's Clefairy EX combines an extremely relevant ability with its Fairy Zone ability, making it the perfect tool for players to splash the card easily into other decks to more effectively deal with the Dragon-type Pokemon that are dominant in the format. In connection to its Full Moon Rondo attack and its low energy cost, Lily's Clefairy EX is a threat all on its own, but you can understand why many players say it's now their favoured method of dealing with the commanding Dragon-type Pokemon in the meta. Trust us when we say this one's going to shake up the competitive scene. Well, you can just see how the new trainers Pokemon are planning to impact the meta, either all on their own as single archetypes, taking some of the game's already established cards, or being included as single cards in already influential decks in the format due to their strong abilities or attacks. Their introduction allows players to approach the game more individually, making each of the trainers archetypes unique in their own way, which will always bring a more interesting and varied metagame. We hope you're enjoying the new cards from Journey Together just as much as we are. Which trainer do you think will come out on top? There's only really one way to find out, and that's by staying tuned to the live broadcast. Until next time, trainers, this has been Benjamin. Catch you later.
My name is Alexander Rutovich, and to win it feels
We'll
amazing.
find the Dragapult EX and the Neo Upper Energy. That's going to put damage into the active counter catcher as well, and that is the game.
It's not quite there. It's Ultra Ball. There's an Ultra Ball. That means he can do this turn. Ultra Ball for that Dusclops. Alexander, do you see it right now? Ultra Ball going into the deck. And if he finds that Dusclops right now, it's going to be game. Alexander wins Lil!
I think the best first decision was to pick the Dragapult deck, which was actually great for the weekend. So working on the list, having free pull, free boss, and I felt like I was playing quite well. Yeah, I was surprised how Zorak was on top tables, so it was pretty difficult to deal with them, but somehow I managed to do so. And I also lost one game to Control, which I find like a very difficult matchup since the Pultner and my list started playing only 2 stretcher instead of 4 like it was before. Yeah, I chose Dragapult Dusknoir mainly because I've had a lot of experience on it. Before Worlds, I played the Zek to Worlds. After that I took some breaks, so coming back to the deck felt really nice and fresh. And for this weekend it was a pretty good pick, that's why I chose it and didn't think of anything else. I honestly just came to local league and played different decks than the one I ended up playing at the tournament. I only think that I played like 1 week before with my actual deck, and it was even like old format, but the Draglock engine still like feels kind of the same. Yeah, so in Mirror, of course, you are a lot dependent on control, either
todos os TCGs mais padrões assim do Brasil, eu joguei alguma coisa, eu conheço. O Magic eu tô afastado, eu acompanho por cima como que o jogo tá, mas eu não jogo. O que eu jogo mesmo é Pokémon. Pra jogar mesmo assim, ativamente eu jogo Pokémon. Mas eu tenho Digimon também, eu mostrei pertinho ali, né? Tem Digimon e tem Yu-Gi-Oh! Aqui também.
Okay, it's not done yet. Maybe like Monkey Dory Confused can come in. So I was pretty scared of that, but
eu gosto de jogo de cartinho, já ficou bem claro. Eu gosto de cartinho. Gosto de jogar.
He is so much better than me. He pushes me like to try and win with him sometime. And the other person that like gave me the deck and told me to play it for the Lille weekend was Henry Brandt. He is like a great player, very sometimes innovates like the best deck, but adds like a really cool idea to it. So I really like his twists on the popular deck lists.
Qualidade você diz material, né? Material, né? A realidade, sendo bem realista. todos piorou bastante, tá? O material das cartas. Todos. Todos os TCGs. Se você não pegar, não proteger bem a carta, ela deteriora muito rápido. Todos eles, a carta deu uma empobrecida assim no material, tá ligado? Você sente que ela tá mais frágil, tá ligado? Antigamente era mais bem feitinha, né? Mas, sei lá, dentre eles, eu acho que o que tem a qualidade pior em carta, tipo, a carta deteriora muito fácil, é Pokémon. Inclusive, Pokémon tem uma grande diferença de qualidade entre cartas americanas e cartas BRs. Eu acho que o material usado na produção é diferente. Tá ligado? Se você perde uma carta americana na mão, uma carta BR de Pokémon na mão, você sente muita diferença. Tipo, passando a mão no material, tá ligado? Sente muita diferença. Mas o Pokémon a carta deteriora com uma facilidade ridícula. Tá ligado? Tem que cuidar muito bem.
Eles estragam muito mais fácil no nosso CCG.
Eu sinto isso também. Tanto que eu tinha armazenado um tempão umas cartas antigas, cara, pra vender. E a carta se deteriorou dentro da pasta. Cara, ela tava guardada dentro da pasta. Ela se deteriorou no tempo, tá ligado? Bizarro.
Dual Seeker only getting trainers, but with the connection with the quick search, you almost unlock the entire potential of your own deck.
Yeah, and even just like having Trapagos in as both your Terra enabler, but also it's just a really good basic attacker.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it kind of punches well above its own weight in terms of what it offers to the deck as well. So just super strong. Now, let's take a look and review over the bracket, see where things stand as they are currently. So we have one of our finalists, Nikolai Stierborg, beat Ufa 2-0 there and advanced to the finals. We don't quite know who Alexander's going to be facing in top 4. Top 8 against with Oyvind still going 1-1 right now.
Yeah, and I mean, look at these names here. You know, we've already featured Alexander before in our top 8 game, and what a match that was as well. Able to overcome Drew Stevenson, who's on a complete hot streak right now, as many of these other players are. Oyvind still going through that game right now, and we're just waiting for that result to come in to confirm.
Zard na final.
Daniel Magda, unfortunate.
Eu vi a cara
who we've previously featured in our last game. Nicholas
Steinberg,
as you quite rightly mentioned, making it all the way to the final. And you know, I don't know what he's doing right now, but he's got 2 games to wait for to find out his opponent in the finals. And you know, he's going to be looking at those top tables, looking at those matches, you know, trying to guess what's going to come out on top.
I'll tell you one thing he could be doing. He'd be passing the time by joining in with us for a lovely game of Who's That Pokemon?
It's terrible. I'm going to be awful at this.
Se Who's That Pokémon aí, quem é esse Pokémon quando o cara faz o meme, é engraçado.
I'll be alright. But yeah, we're going to get some Pokédex entries. We have to guess what they are. So let's start with this. The pollen it releases contains poison. If this Pokemon is raised on clean water, the poison's toxicity is increased. This sounds like Badu.
It's Pikachu.
I mean, yeah. We're talking about releasing pollen. Like
I was thinking, pollen. Yeah, that's thrown me off because I was thinking of Toxapex.
Oh, Toxapex, but if it's raised on clean water.
Yeah,
but
water.
But it doesn't. I don't think Toxapex doesn't release pollen, does it? It's like
no, not at all.
Right. It could maybe be a Badu evolution.
Yeah,
that'd be another thing I was thinking.
Maybe Dewpider as well.
Possibly. Drew, split guesses. I'm gonna stick with Badu. What's your guess?
Yeah, I'll go with Badu. I mean, the water's thrown me off, but okay. I'll go with whatever
Badu.
You pick. Yeah,
there we go.
Brilliant. Oh, what a guess that is. I mean, maybe an educated guess on your point.
But also because raised on clean water, that implies it's young.
Raised on clean water. Ah, yeah. So that implies it's youth. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Good point.
All right. Next up, let's see what we have here. This Pokemon hangs upside down from cliffs, waiting for prey, but it can't remain in this position for long because its blood rushes to its head.
Upside down?
From
maybe
cliffs.
A bat Pokemon? Maybe something like a Crobat or a Golbat?
This sounds annoyingly familiar. I feel like I've seen this Pokédex entry before, and now I'm just like, oh, who was this? Hangs upside down from cliffs?
Cliffs. Rocky, maybe the Crobat. I'm gonna go with Crobat.
Okay. No, I don't think it is. It's
hangs
like
upside down. It's thrown me off.
Let's go with. I know it doesn't really hang from cliffs, but it does hang upside down. I'll go with Spidops.
Spidops. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the answer? Claw.
Oh yes, of course. In the game, it's hanging upside down and it comes at you. Yeah. Did not think of that.
I was like this close.
It doesn't really have much of a head.
No, it
doesn't. It's a crab.
But I was this close thinking in the back of my head, oh, is TCG relevant? Maybe, is it claw?
It's all head.
The blood is like rushing all over.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't quite know how that works, but
yeah, fair enough.
It does make sense.
Fair enough. Right,
Okay, we're 1 and 2 right now, but let's see if we can make it 2 and 3. If it's chronic headache peaks and may exhibit odd powers, it seems unable to recall such an episode. That sounds like Psyduck, right?
Yeah. Headache, Psyduck has to be Psyduck.
Psyduck, lock it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy.
That's an obvious one.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, I'll say.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Moving swiftly on to our next Pokédex entry. Maybe this one's going to be a little bit trickier. Many youths admire the way this Pokemon listlessly picks fights and keeps its cool no matter what opponent it faces.
Tyro? Machop?
I feel like Tyrogue is more like it's kind of, aiming to become stronger, right? It could involve one of those 3 different sort of fighting type Pokemon.
Listly picks fights and keeps it cool no matter what opponent it takes.
And many youths admire this Pokemon, so maybe quite a cool looking Pokemon, maybe.
I'm thinking maybe Machop because it's like youthful, so it's a bit of a cool guy, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember an announcement that was done when they first revealed Crabrawler. That it was revealed in tying with the World Championships, and how I think Junichi Masuda talked about how it reminded him of people competing at the World Championships, and it was that
I could play into
spirit.
I could play into it.
So based on that, I'm going to say Crabrawler.
All right. I'll go Machop.
You go Machop, okay.
Or maybe Machoke.
Let's see, who's that Pokemon?
Oh, I did not see that coming. Toxtricity.
Again, that does kind of make sense. I mean, it's quite a cool Pokemon.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a bit of a rock star, isn't it? Toxtricity. Bit of a cool design.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough. Right, what's the next one? I'm eager to find out this next one.
Yeah, go on. We can try and pull it back to like an overall positive record. It is very similar to a cyborg covered exclusively by a paranormal magazine. The cyborg was said to be the modified form of a certain athlete.
Cyborg.
So it's got to be a future Pokemon, right?
Paranormal magazine. Yeah. Future ghost. Modified form.
Paranormal.
No alert.
This one's completely thrown me now. Cyborg.
Well, okay, hold on. I mean, Fan Rotom, or rather, Rotom in general, kind of, possesses appliances, right?
Alert.
Yeah, that's a bit that's throwing me off as well.
Yeah. Athlete. Maybe an Iron Valiant, I suppose. Iron Valiant with the kind of thing going on.
Where
so
I have to go with that.
Let's go Iron Valiant. I'll go Iron Valiant.
Yes, the same here.
Oh no, I don't Valiant, man. I don't Valiant. They did it.
Yeah.
Back in home age.
It's an athletic one.
But similar to that one surprised me, to be honest.
I like to think of myself athletic.
Esqueci que o Hariyama é atleta.
So you're gonna be an
Verdade, se eu pegasse ela essa pista, eu ia saber.
Maybe catch up with me in 5 years. We'll find out, maybe.
Watch this space in the stream 5 years' time. So we got another one coming up. It is incredibly poor learner because it uses the bare minimum amount of energy for its brain.
Sounds like me. It focuses on battling instead. That's gonna be me popping out now. Poor learner.
You can't guess yourself. You're not a Pokemon.
I know. Poor learner, battling instead. So it's obviously a bit of a, I don't care. I'm just gonna go into the fight. Poor learner though. Maybe like a Wobbuffet.
No, because that very much focuses on it counter stuff, right? It uses its brain to do that. So,
it doesn't focus on battling.
Yeah.
It kind of takes it instead.
I'm trying to think. I have noticed a bit of a theme here. A lot of these Pokemon, they've been like quite a bit of a TCG theme running on, right? We've had Iron Hands. We've had Claw for also a TCG card.
I suppose so.
So they're all TCG cards.
Poor learner though. I mean, it's not going to be Lopunny, it's not going to be Goldengo if that's the theme we're going to go for.
No. Focus on battling instead.
Maybe a Charizard. Could be a Charizard.
You know what?
Ash's Charizard was a pretty poor learner, wasn't it?
I don't hate that.
Yeah. I'm going to go Charizard.
I'll go with you. Yeah, let's lock it in. Charizard.
Oh!
Nada a ver, na moral.
these Pokédex entries. I swear, like, where's the reference to like, catch yourself in his beak? You know, like
I always thought, you know, the spit innocently. You know, I always think of the. I guess it is a poor learner. It does look like a poor learner, doesn't it?
Okay, these are harder than I was expecting.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. They're really testing us here.
I need to do some revision.
Yeah, clearly, same here. Maybe let's try and redeem ourselves a little bit here.
This carefree Pokemon has an easygoing nature. While swimming, it bumps into boat hulls.
Okay, there's a few.
It has to be. It has to swim, obviously. So water.
I mean, I was thinking
Pokemon in the format.
Like I was thinking Tatsugiri, but that's probably more like to reference Dondozo and their partnership.
No,
so I don't think it's that.
I can't think of Tatsugiri, you know, bumping into boat hulls. I don't think the boat would feel it, right?
Yeah. What's carefree and easygoing? Well, we had Wayne yesterday, so I don't think it'll be that again.
Carefree, yeah.
Easygoing.
An easygoing. So it's not a battler necessarily, is it? It's not like a fierce Pokemon.
I mean, I know Gondigo is a pretty easygoing nature, but it surfs. It doesn't swim.
I mean, I was going to say Wailord. Because it's kind of it does look quite like, you know, easygoing and.
I don't know. I feel like it's more like a gentle giant.
Yeah. I suppose it's that kind of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah. But bumping into boat holes.
Boat holes. I'm gonna go Wailord.
You're gonna go Wailord. Okay. I don't think this is right, but the only like carefree Pokemon that does stuff on the water I can think of is Goldengo. So Goldengo.
Pois é, faz sentido.
Okay, fine.
Okay, yeah,
fine.
That one's on us. That one's on us.
Easygoing nature, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Actually, it's one of Joe's favorite Pokemon, as you want a bit of lore. Yeah.
Quagnag.
He loves the Quag. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, well, we had a lot of fun with that. I was here yesterday saying, I really need to brush up on my knowledge for the next time we play this. Clearly, I didn't do enough between yesterday and today.
That was terrible. So
I'm going to have to go in prep even more. And for you guys at home, maybe you can do some more preparation so that you can increase your score at Who's That Pokemon? Going back into today's proceedings, though, of course, so we don't quite have an update on how the other top 8 Oh wait, no, I do believe we do. Is that
we do have somebody on the desk? Yeah.
There we go. So our players, our bracket is complete.
Frio
takes down Oyvind Svinhufvud, and we'll go on to meet Alexander Rutovic in our other top 4 match.
Well, what a match that would have been. Would have loved to have seen how that played out, but I can confirm, you know, we can confirm. Sorry, Christian did overcome Oyvind, as you mentioned there. And against Alexander, this will be a great feature match coming up for our remaining top 4. As we've already mentioned, Nikolai already waiting for his final opponent for the regional championships. I mean, knowing the 2 deck lists that both players have, is this is this just going to be a typical one, or considering the little add-ons that both of these decks have, do you think it might sway either way specifically?
So I'm trying to. So Christian is playing a Dragon. Oh yes, because it's a Dragapult Mirror, isn't it? So I think I need to look at both lists properly in depth to remind myself of what those sneaky techs could be. But Dragapult Mirrors are always interesting because it's not just necessarily the card choices. It's also some of the decisions that you make specifically around, for example, when you switch over from attacking with the Budu going into the Phantom Dive. Bloodmoon Ursaluna could maybe be interesting, but they're both playing that, so that could be something to go for. It's a very, very tricky deck, and it's a deck that really rewards player skill more than almost any other.
I mean, I mentioned, you know, the little intricate decisions that they could make in terms of a deck list choice, but I think this is actually, the Dragapult archetype is actually the most concrete when it comes to must-haves in the deck and the must-have inclusions when it comes to things like supporters and the item line. So maybe we're just going to have a straight mirror match here. I'll confirm later if it's a pure 60 card mirror matchup as we'd like to see, but let's have a look at the core strategy here of the deck. You know, but doing Jamming Tower to try to disrupt your opponent as much as possible going into the early game. We know that Dragapult is not phased by any sort of disruption when it comes to item log.
Certainly a lot less disruption.
Yeah, of course. It naturally wants to evolve into these stage 1s. Not phased at all by not having any sort of rare candy in the deck. That's why most of the lists don't play them. You know, evolving into those Draglogs for your Recon Directive, that is your main engine of the deck, and using all of these different types of attacks and abilities like Curse Blast to get around the prize race as efficient as possible.
Yeah, I think this and Charizard, one of the big things that they both do really well is make use of that Curse Blast to proactively put yourself behind on prize cards so that you can proactively use what would normally be comeback cards like Ino and Counter Catcher.
Yes.
It's a super strong combo.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, Curse Blast is one of the biggest threats in the game right now. We even saw it in many a Charizard deck. You know, this card enables so many plays. It unlocks so much potential when it comes to taking multiple prize knockouts.
I mean, we saw it get Nikolai Steeborg through to the finals, and the stream match just gone.
I say multiple prize knockouts. I say multiple prize turns.
Yes.
You know, knocking out these small HP Pokemon, they are for the majority, even some stage 1s are within range of a Curse Blast as well. And it gives players the option, you know, it gives players a lot more flexibility in how they can approach a game. And, you know, as we've always mentioned, a deck with an even matchup spread across the board in this type of format is always going to come out on top.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that, I mean, given that we've just been talking about how Dust Noir, how strong Dust Noir is, the finals, they're going to be two Dust Noir decks against each other, no matter what.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
It's going to be a Dragapult versus Charizard in the finals. The two Dust Noir using decks.
I mean, I'm eager to see how this matchup pans out because, you know, with Dragapult, it's almost like the mirrors that I've seen, they're almost trying to tease each other out of taking the first knockout at some points because they want to be able to unlock their own potential when it comes to disruption and even powerful cards like Counter Catcher to be able to take out as many smaller Pokemon as possible. And let's not forget, we know that the majority of the smaller Pokemon are 70 HP or 80 HP by choice when we look at Pokemon that people choose because it takes them out of range of the Phantom Dive. But when it comes to Duskull 60 HP, you know, it can come into those ranges pretty easily. And, you know, it's all about playing those cards at the right time at this point.
Yeah, making sure that you don't play them down at a point where your opponent's board state is so advanced that a residual Phantom Dive can just, you know, plonk that Duskull off the board before it can become more threatening and also give your opponent an extra free prize card.
Yeah, we always like to think that Gardevoir mirror match is the real kind of the thinking man's game, but I really always think that it's Dragapult because you have that added element of damage counters rather than say raw, you know, just damage through an attack. Damage counter spread is one of the real skills in the game, I find, because you're preemptively planning for your future turns. How does my turn 2 look? How does my turn 3 look once I start attacking? And, you know, with the Dragapult mirror match, you don't also have to manage your own turns, but you have to kind of play this guessing game as to how your opponent's going to approach it as well.
Yeah, I mean, guessing game to some extent, but if you're a really experienced player, you don't necessarily have to, it's not even so much a guess, right? It's more like an informed prediction.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Kind of similar to how we see in the video game, right? People talk about making a read on whether someone's going to use a certain move. You can apply some of that same thinking into the trading card game as well, like thinking, okay, if my opponent does this, then I do this, but I think they're most likely to do this. They might be thinking that I'm thinking they're going to do this, so maybe I do this instead, and the psychological mind games are through the roof.
Yeah, no, it certainly is, and I think it's all going to be reactive to the current board state. You know, it might be that one player doesn't find that buddy pop in at the right time, or that player's maybe started a Pokemon that's quite awkward or easy to knock out, like a Bidoof. You know, it might not be potentially the game to put down the Bidoof because it's so easy to reach for the Dragapult Phantom Dive. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, I think, to see how this mirror match pans out.
Yeah, and the players are making their way over to the table right now. Not quite ready to go, but I am very, very eager to see which of these two Dragapults will come out on top. And also,
Caramba, também sumiu pra caralho.
Is it going to be a 60-card mirror match?
Não faz puro.
Very often on stream, unless it's like one of these.
Olha, acaba a feita. É grande essa, hein? Deu pra 2 pacotes. Coisa, mas como...
Yeah, no, I'll go through the list once I can confirm the players.
Não, essa foi a melhor promoção desde muito tempo.
But, you know, I was speaking to Alexander earlier, just going back to it. I was able to have the winners interview with him from his top 8 match. He confidently said to me, to my face, I am the best Dragapult player in the room.
Just straight up, I missed that.
Just straight up, I am the best Dragapult player. So this is a chance to find out whether that's true or not. You know, if both players are able to have a strong game here and a strong setup. Let's just see how strong Alexander's claim is.
Here's the thing. If Alexander wins this finals, that statement will be just objectively correct.
Oh, 100%. yeah, definitely. No, it's already a regional champion this season. I mean, we haven't even touched upon that fact. Seeing himself in a top 4 again this season, I mean, that's no stretch. It's no stretch out of the imagination that he can take it home again. You know, we've seen so many players, especially from NA, go on these hot streaks of tournaments like Aban Ahmad or even Henry Chow, and maybe Alexander's the EU version of a strong player on a strong run.
Yeah, it might well be. Now, speaking of which, our players are shuffling up and they are getting ready to go for our feature match. Let's head over to the table to start our build up to do this amazing top 4 match from Alexander against Christian to determine who will go to the finals and if Alexander truly is the best Dragon Ball player in the room.
Now that both players will have their headsets on, I can confirm the list, but let's have a look at the accolades of both of our players. We've already featured Alexander, of course, a lot of recent achievements, spanning all the way back to 2023. Warsaw Regional Top 8, a World's Top 128 as well. That's an amazing accomplishment on the world stage. Birmingham Regional Top 4, and of course, our Lille Regional Champion in 2026.
Yeah, an amazing set of accomplishments already accumulated in a very small amount of time. Christian also with some accomplishments, actually won a special championships all the way down in South Africa in Durban last year. That was how I believe he secured his world's invite, and some other great achievements there as well. Got top 64 as recently as EliasXD last weekend, a top 128 at Worlds in 2024, and a Dortmund top 16. No slouch.
No, not at all. Both of these hot competitors, I would say, when it comes to achievements and accolades. I can, just going through the list now, I will say Christian is playing a few more different options than Alexander's playing. Christian going with some rare candy in his list for some potential acceleration in comparison to the normal of evolution line of going to the stage 1 then the stage 2 naturally, and does play 1 copy of Dawn.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. Henry Brand talked about how Dawn could maybe have his best usage in some decks as a one-off card, and maybe this is kind of the way that sort of Christian sees the benefit here. And with the rare candy as well, could that come in an advantage in terms of just getting a Dragon Ball quickly in a Phantom Dive?
I really like the fact that he's identified Dawn as a really good supporter card, especially in this deck where you're managing multiple stage 2s, but having the rare candy as well, it unlocks the option to, even on your turn 2, if you have a Dreepy and another basic like a Duskull or another Dreepy, 1 Dawn can unlock so much potential, right? If you're able to find the rare candy, you can go for those smaller pieces, like say one of your other basics, then stage 1, then your stage 2.
Very important. Let's look at these prize cards here. Oh, there is that one of Dawn in the prize cards. That's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, nothing else too consequential for either player, though, I think. Plenty of things okay to work around, but here we go. I think Christian's about to put out his prize cards again, but no, you've already done it. Let's kick off this top 4 game. Christian will be going first.
Yeah, kicking off our second top 4 game here. Christian going first does find that really important buddy poffin to get up and running. A lot of players these days electing to go second, electing to have the first turn of supporter to find these really important item cards to get set up. But if you're fortunate enough to go first, or even being able to force to go first and finding those item cards, that's the position you want to be in.
Yeah, it really is the position you want to be in. Now, just as a quick starter for 2, yes, in this instance, let's go one last time for the strategy of this Dragapult deck. So, you want to set up your board as wide as possible with many of this Dreepy that can then evolve into Dracloak. Dracloak has this ability, Recon Directive, a really strong ability, lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 to your hand and 1 on the bottom of the deck. You then finally find your way into Dragapult, which has this ferocious attack, Phantom Dive, 200 to the active, and then 6 damage counters that you can put on your opponent's bench in any way you like. You also, before you go there for that attack though, you build up resources in your hand by hiding behind this ferocious little 30 HP Bud Budu with its itchy pollen attack. Does only 10 damage, but it prevents your opponent from playing items. So you hide behind that as long as you can, build up your board with this Dracloak Recon Directive until you finally go in and do a fearsome Phantom Dive combined with your Curse Blast from this Dustmore line that can KO itself to put damage counters on your opponent's side of the field, and you just wipe out your opponent's board and win that way.
Yeah, interesting to see Christian going for that Badu, benching it with the buddy poffin. As I mentioned previously, this is a real problem in the future potentially for Christian, because it's so susceptible to an easy Phantom Dive, and with attachment just to Dreepy, maybe going for the Badu, knowing that nothing else is in his hand, maybe just having to go for that disruption up and
Galera, é o seguinte, eu vou fechando por agora.
Didn't see the rest of the hand, but the passing over to
Não está ainda passando, vou fazer uns rolês, vou fechando por agora. Mais tarde eu volto, beleza? Aí eu já volto no gameplay, que é mais interessante também de ensinar aí pra vocês. Até depois. Obrigadão aí, bom domingo. Até depois.